Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
The Mariners have the third best odds to win the 2026 World Series. That's something I saw this morning. Obviously, it depends what sports book you're looking at, but the one that I was looking at had the Mariners with the third best odds to win the World Series. Matt, you want to guess who was ahead of them?
What was the question? I wasn't listening.
I know that you weren't. Bump, you want to guess who was ahead of them?
No. Dodgers?
Yes. Matt, feel free to chime in if you think you know.
Dodgers and
The Texans.
the Yanks.
No, Matt.
The Yanks.
The Yankees. Yes. The Dodgers and Yankees had the first and second best odds to win the World Series.
Naturally.
And then the Mariners are third.
Nice.
And something that kind of dawned on all of us when we were thinking about, getting to the Mariners and really jumping into spring training today, I don't remember a time when the Mariners entered the season with expectations this high. Now, it's one thing to have like a 2015 team that ended up having like an all-star Nelson Cruz and a ton of home runs, whatever. To enter the season with the expectation that you get to win a World Series, that's different.
It's a whole new world. It's a dazzling place I've never been.
Great poll.
You like that one?
That one's in heavy rotation in the Rogers cars.
This is different, but it's because obviously what they did last year, what they have coming back, the rotation is strong. Wu is thank you for not going to the WBC and getting that peck right. Julio, obviously. Cal having the year that he had. The addition of Donovan, the retention of Naylor, the farm system might see Colt Emerson, Montez as well. Like they're you can see it. You see the potential. I was looking across the division and seeing moves that were made, and I'm looking at the Astros and saying, man, Jordan, are you even going to stay healthy? Like what's going on there? They lost our front bear. I'm looking at the Texans. It's crazy the drop-off that Garcia had. Garcia was like one of my favorite players to watch a few years ago. Now he gone. Simeon's gone. And the replacements aren't overwhelming to where I'm looking at what the Mariners are doing. I'm saying, all right, on paper it looks good. But that's the thing. Baseball is the biggest on-paper game in the world. Like, on paper,
Sure.
It looks great. On paper, if he meets his the back of his card, he's going to be good to go. So we have to see. But I like going in with expectation. That means you had a great season last year, and what you done during this offseason had made people believe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, we just covered a Seahawks season that ended with a Super Bowl win, and that Super Bowl was a meeting between the two longest odd teams to ever meet in a championship game. Like, there are times when the championship doesn't end up being a team that everyone expected. We know that. We know that last year the Dodgers and the Yankees had two of the best odds to win a World Series, and only one of them did it, right? So I get it. I do think, though, that there's something to looking at a team that has a lot of questions answered already. When the number one question facing your team is, can you stay healthy, you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
The Mariners are favorites in the AL West. We're going to talk more about that at 10:30, and favorites in the American League, which we'll talk about more at 10:30. But, I mean, I think I was just wondering, like, well, how does it change how I watch the season in April? How does knowing that the expectation, because last year when the season started, I was like, okay, get to be a wild card team and advance to the divisional round. That's the standard. And ideally you win the ALDS. Maybe you get to the ALCS. That would be an amazing season. But that wasn't my expectation for the season. Now the expectation is, no, you should get to and win a World Series. That's what you're set out to do here. Ooh. So how does it change how you watch the season? What are early expectations? What are your early questions? How does it change? What's the floor for this team right now?
I'm not looking at it like that. You should get to and win a World Series. I'm looking at it as you should be World Series contenders for the majority of the season because we know how things can go. You got one guy who goes down in that rotation that looks different. You have a guy, Julio misses a few games. Things could change. So I'm not saying they should win, they should go. I'm saying you should be contenders throughout this year. Because we've seen how, especially in baseball, so many games, how things go, things can happen. What I am looking for initially to start, because it is such a long season, just come out playing some good baseball, right? You have the talent. You have the experience. You have the expectations now. You can go out yourself and kind of handle the pressure. I think every year we've been asking them to come out and just be lukewarm, right? Don't come out hot, but be lukewarm because of their roster, because of the lack of experience. Now there's no excuse for that. You have a good roster. You have experience going into the playoffs. You have expectation now. Let's go out and just look like a good contender for the first part of the season and see how this thing unfolds, because we've seen teams get hot. Remember Baltimore a couple years ago? Woo, Baltimore was it. Fell off the next year. So because they don't have the roster construction of the Dodgers and the Yankees, I say, look, be contenders throughout the season. Once it gets to winning time, I'll reevaluate and see where you at.
Look, getting to a World Series involves getting to the ALCS again. Julio, on how hard it'll be to get back?
I mean, nothing in baseball is easy. Nothing in baseball is easy. But what I know for sure is that as a team, we'll have a better understanding of who we are and all the things you gotta do and sacrifice to get there. I feel like that to get there, there's a price to pay. That has to be their focus and preparation, and like once you go to the field, like play 9 innings, make all the little plays, make all the pitches as a pitcher, make all the moving the runner over, like doing all those things, bunting the ball when you need to bunt it. Like it takes a lot, it takes a lot for a team to get there and go that far. And I feel like now we know. I think as a team, we understand what we need to pay for to get back there.
I think that when the season ended and when everyone was heartbroken following that loss in the ALCS Game 7, there was, on the one hand, a deep appreciation and gratitude for what the city and players saw. On the other hand, was this ominous feeling, this fearful feeling of, oh my God, it took the franchise's entire existence to get to that moment. And it took Cal getting 60 home runs and Polanco getting being an alien, being amazing in the playoffs, but also like the weirdness and what felt like lucky monumental plays that had to happen through the playoffs to get you there. An improbable catch even before. Victor Robles' crazy catch in the regular season to sweep the Astros. Things like that. It felt like, God, how are you going to repeat that again? However, what if there's a world where this Mariners team is actually better? Here's what Logan Gilbert said.
Everybody did their job last year, I feel like, and when somebody went down, if it was pitcher's health or offense or whatever, the flip side of the team stepped up and helped us, and that happened all throughout the season, the postseason. Even Wu, like, you don't want to put a ton of pressure on one guy, but having him is huge on the mound, and still getting through the postseason as far as we did. If everybody's healthy the entire season, you have to think that we have an even better chance than we did last year.
All right, so we are going to spend a good chunk of the show today looking at the, like Bump said, rest of the AL West, rest of the American League, where the Mariners stack up, whether or not this team could actually be better entering into this season. That is still set for today. We do need to transition to some breaking news. This from the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are officially up for sale.
Wow.
The Seahawks posted a statement. The estate of Paul G. Allen announced today it has commenced a formal sale process for the Seattle Seahawks NFL franchise, consistent with Allen's directive to eventually sell his sports holdings and direct all estate proceeds to philanthropy. So this is going to go, they mentioned the investment bank that's going to oversee the sale process. It will continue through the 2026 offseason, and then NFL owners have to ratify a final purchase agreement. But that is the breaking news this morning from the estate of Paul G. Allen, is that the sale process has officially begun for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming.
Right? The Hawks were kind of playing it like, no, it's not official. No one's saying anything. It's not official, but we knew this was coming. And, going out on top, let's get it to the right people. As long as John is still there, as long as McDonald is still there, the football people doing football things, just let's sell it to someone who's invested in this city, who's invested in this team, and keep the party rolling.
Yeah, I think that's really everyone's question when it comes to this sale, right? I don't know how many people are actually, if they are, they're outside of Seattle or thinking that the Seahawks are going to be relocated. That's not going to happen. First and foremost, the way that the reason this is relevant is because Paul Allen and then Jody, overseeing as chairwoman of the Allen estate, have been wonderful owners. They've been really clear about their directives, but also hands off in a way that like Jerry Jones is not, right? Like you see bad owners around the NFL. And so the only reason that people have questions or concerns or anything is just wanting that consistency with ownership, right?
Yeah.
Bad owners can hurt a franchise. The Seahawks have had good ownership.
Owners just worry about money or whatnot. Let the football stuff be controlled by the football people. And I think Jody did a good job of that. I think Paul did a good job of that before Jody. Yeah, Jody was in the draft room, but I doubt that she's saying, you know what, I really like the way this kid catches the football, or I really like his 40. That's not her expertise. So hopefully whoever buys this organization, which is going to be crazy, I can't wait to see how much it goes for. Because, man, if you're going to sell a team, this is the time to do it. Right after you've won a Super Bowl and you have the offensive player of the year in your team, you have one of the hottest coaches on your team. Like, this is a very attractive organization. But, yeah, whoever takes this thing over, just let the football people do the football things.
Yeah. So, again, the statement, the Seahawks are officially up for sale. They just announced that a couple minutes ago. The estate, the Paul G. Allen estate, has selected investment bank Allen & Company and a separate law firm to lead the sale process. It'll continue through the 2026 offseason. This is not something that will be done like in the next week or whatever. NFL owners must then ratify a final purchase agreement. But the Seahawks officially up for sale. They are not going to be relocated. They are not going anywhere. The question people are going to have is, one, just out of curiosity, how much is this going to actually go for here? Are we talking about, I think the Denver Broncos, correct me if I'm wrong, about $7 million is what they ended up going for? Billion, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
The question is whether or not Seattle goes for 9, 10 or more billion. So that's interesting, but none of us are buying it. So then the separate question is, well, who's the new owner? And what are they like as an owner? Is it an ownership group? Is it an owner that's going to be hands off? What to you is like a perfect ownership situation?
Like a Mark Cuban kind of dude, man. That'd be nice. Or a group that has like a Mark Cuban type of guy in him, even though he might have said some silly things that we're going to talk about later today. No, just someone who understands business, but who knows their lane, right? Like, you can have a guy who loves football, or a girl or a group who loves football, right? But they don't really know football like that. They're consumers, they're fans, they're enthusiasts. So you go ahead and be that, but you handle the business side of things. Like, I know football. I can coach any position on the football field, and I can do it confidently. But I know there's someone who coaches O-line better than me. I know someone who coaches linebackers better than me. I know the terminology, the coverages, the scheme, and all that stuff. But you want someone who's been in them trenches who really knows how to do it. That's what I'm saying. Business-wise, get someone who's been in the trenches, or a group that knows how things are ran. But when it comes to X's and O's and Jimmy's and Joe's, you just sit back, relax, and let them do their job.
What about anyone who's wondering, like, oh God, I'm so desperately wanting to see this team in a championship window get back to win a Super Bowl? Does this affect it in any single way? Do you think it does?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. If you get the right person. Now, you get a Jerry Jones who's sitting at the meetings and having post-game conferences. And then,
to be fair, I've never seen anyone else do that.
Then that's a bit different. But no, I think that the important pieces are still here, which are Sam Darnold, Coach McDonald. He's getting his staff together, JSM, guys on the line. Like, those, the football pieces are still here. And I think that they'll be responsible in the sale and make sure that, it's kind of like when Mike McDonald came over and he made it his, but he still kept some of Pete. That's the same thing that has happened here. Like, you make it yours as an owner, but you still keep what has made this franchise so successful.
Exactly. The entire approach that Paul Allen had, which was then taken on by his sister, and the entire Paul Allen estate kind of mimicked a bit of the leadership that he had and the same approach he had. When that was assumed, control of the Paul G. Allen estate, it was known that the Seahawks were going to be sold, that those proceeds would go to philanthropy. So again, Seahawks not relocating, that they're up for sale is not shocking, but the Seahawks did officially announce today that the team is undergoing the process of being sold this offseason with, they didn't say this in the statement, but presumably the hopes to wrap that up before the start of the season. And the only question is, who's going to buy it? What ownership group or what person is going to come in and pay for it? Will it set a new record? Probably yes. And what kind of owner will they be? Will they be hands-off with a group that right now looks poised to get to another Super Bowl? They got a great situation here with their GM, with their head coach, with the culture that they have. Don't mess that up.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Don't
mess it up. Don't mess it up. So yeah, I saw one or two more people saying, what does it mean? They're not getting moved. This is just about presumably Jody Allen wanting to make sure that they preserve a lot of the dynamic that exists between the new owner.
Mm-hmm.
Something tells me that Jody Allen and the estate are not going to sell it to a Jerry Jones 2.0.
Yeah.
I don't think that
They're smarter
vibe
than
works.
that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening here. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Headline rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one. Biggest story yesterday, investigation of former MLBPA president Tony Clark revealed he had an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who he hired in 2023. What's the real headline?
And shame on ESPN's Jeff Passan for not following up with more research about whether this is the brother's wife or the wife's sister.
We gotta
Those
know.
Very important questions that I still need answered.
Yeah, this is messy, man. This is messy. And, doing this to the fam, hey, look, cheating is bad regardless, right? But you go outside the family tree, okay? This makes things just so much messier. You get what you get, man. You made your bed, not laying it. This is messy.
Yeah, is there one that's clearly worse?
Yeah, your brother's wife. Yes, your bro.
I settled on that as well, where for you, the adulterer, the committer of the act, your brother's wife would be worse because it's your family. That's where you've grown up with this person. It's a 2 levels of betrayal. The other one, your wife's sister, is worse for your partner. And that gives me more empathy because it's like, man, not only has she been totally betrayed by you, but then by her own family. She's left with a broken family and with a husband that cheated on her.
Both ways, ties are cut. Like, if that was me, I'm not talking to my brother. If I was the wife, I ain't talking to my sister. It is a wrap.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Seahawks are reportedly hiring former Northern Illinois head coach Thomas Hammock to be their running backs coach. What's the real headline? Forget
trying to just keep free agents. Mike McDonald has to worry about keeping coaches in the building, too. Lots of shuffling on this coaching staff bump.
Yeah, they went, their running backs coach stepped down, halfway through the season. And actually, we saw the running back play get better. And with Thomas, he has a good history, man. He coached Adrian Peterson over there in Minnesota. Adrian had 1,300 yards, 1,700 yards, 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns one year. Went over to the Ravens, coached former Seahawks Justin Forsett to his best year, 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Looks good on paper. Was a head coach with Northern Illinois, I believe he was. Yeah, looks good. I don't knock positions and players, but coaching running backs is one of the easier positions to coach. Pass pro gets a little more difficult. You lean on your O-line when it comes to that. But it's really just like managing a baseball team. It's like you get your guys in the right place mentality and let them go and do their thing. But no, I like the hire. It looks good on paper. Don't know much about him, just what I've read.
I mean, I do know, Curtis, you loved that viral clip that he had. Thomas Hammock.
Do I love that viral clip he had? This was after winning, I think it was like the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It was great.
Coach, you just got dumped with the Idaho Potato Fries. What does it mean to take home this win for your team?
That was the best dump of my career.
That's right. Best dump of his career.
Oh, man. He's had some good ones, I'm sure.
Next.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3. ESPN's Matt Bowen says soon-to-be free agent Reek Woolen is a great fit for the New York Jets. What's the real headline?
It's actually the worst compliment anyone could receive.
Yeah, no one wants to be a great fit over there.
Here's the thing with Reek. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's won a Super Bowl. Now he's about getting his bag. The thing that concerns me about Reek, if he were to go to the Jets, it's just unstable over there. And I feel like Reek needs some structure in his life because he will crash out on you on that football field. But we'll see. You never want to be affiliated with the Jets, though. Unless the bag is just too crazy, which it probably will be if they are going to go after him. You never want to do that. Reek, make the best decision for you, though. Can't tell a man how to move.
Has anyone ever given you a compliment that felt like the worst compliment you'd ever gotten? Like if someone told me you'd be a great fit for the Jets, I'd be offended.
Nah, someone told me one time, "Oh, you're taller than I thought." I go, "Oh, yeah, thanks." Appreciate
Did they say like you sounded shorter?
I don't know. Maybe they've seen me like on TV with the massive O lineman, D lineman I do work with. They make me look small as
Can
heck.
I just say that's one of my least favorite? I am short as a person. I'll totally acknowledge that. But I'm not out of the realm of short for like a female. Like for a short woman, you would just,
you know what 5'2"?
5'2".
Yeah.
That's not crazy. It's short.
There's a lot of 5'2"s running around here.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. When I go to a Safeway or like a random grocery store, I don't feel like I stand out that much. However, when I'm standing next to dudes who are 6'4" and people are like, Stacy, what are you, 3 feet tall? I'm like, look, they're more out of the realm of normal than I am. I'm about 2 inches below average. They're like a foot above it. Who's the freak here? Okay? Not me. Not me standing on a box in front of the TV. It's them. It's those weirdos over there walking around being 6'5", 6'4". Shut up. No one needs to be that tall. You know what I mean? I'm already mad enough that the world's made for people that are like 5'9". You know? It's a whole world I haven't even explored. I don't know what's on top of my fridge. I don't know what's on the top aisle at grocery stores. It's never occurred to me to even look up there. I hear good things about it. Curtis, Matt, have you guys ever gotten a compliment that was a horrible compliment where you thought, shame on you for telling me that? Like Matt Bowen telling Reek Wallen he'd be a great fit for the Jets.
In elementary school, my teacher told me that I have great handwriting for a lefty.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice. Matt?
I truly can't think of one. I hate all compliments. Don't compliment me.
Oh, okay. Someone said 5'2" is 100% on the short girl line. Delulu. I said I'm short.
Yeah, but
the variance of me being like 5'4", 5'5" is about average for a woman.
I know a lot of 5'2"s, man.
That's what I'm saying. It depends where you're from, man. Look, I don't think 5'2" is like weirdly short. I know a lot of people that are 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah.
Most women I know. So, but yeah, I'm just saying that when I used to do the TV stuff, like we do hits with Chris or whatever, we'd be interviewing like a tight end, and I'd be like, look, I'm not the weird one here, okay?
Yeah.
I'm within the realm of normal.
Like we interviewed Luke Wilson during media whatever, and he
You're
is
too
a
tall.
large human
You're
being.
too tall.
It's not normal.
No.
But
He's
there were a lot of not normals running around there with all those athletes in media row.
A lot of normal, yeah.
A lot of not normals.
Oh, you mean just like really tall people?
Athletes everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. They're huge, dude.
They are.
Just crazy. All right. We have some more information on the Seahawks officially being up for sale. That news announced about 10 minutes ago. Get Off My Lawn coming up at 10:45. Michael Bennett joining us at 11. Don't go anywhere. This is Bump and Stacy.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast. They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at SeattleSports.com. We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners.
Holy smokes.
Seattle Sports.
Whether I'm catching up with friends or family, Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue is the place. Hey, Brock Heward here, and I love Sea Star's welcoming atmosphere and polished service, which make conversations flow easily and everyone leaves impressed. It's the same quality and hospitality Sea Star and Chef John Howie have been known for decades. And now an amazing deal. 3-course dinners in the lounge every night from open to close starting at just $50. Go check it out. Find the details at SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com. JPPendergast.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
It's UFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship, April 25th. At Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Breaking news about 20 minutes ago, the Seahawks have officially been put up for sale. A statement released by the estate of Paul G. Allen today announced it has commenced a formal sale process for the Seattle Seahawks, consistent with Paul Allen's directive to eventually sell all of his sports holdings and then direct those proceeds to charity. So they're working with the investment bank Allen & Company, then a separate law firm to lead the sale process, which is going to continue through the offseason. NFL owners must then ratify a final purchase agreement ESPN's Seth Wickersham is going to join us at 1:30 to talk about this breaking news. Before then, here's what Seth had to say earlier when some reports of the Seahawks potentially being up for sale imminently was reported ahead of the Super Bowl.
So the NFL keeps a very confidential list. To my knowledge, even Roger Goodell doesn't have access to it. But it keeps a confidential list of people who have been vetted. Should these teams come open, to help expedite the process so it's not exactly like an open bidding situation, the NFL has its rules and regulations that it wants people to abide by, potential owners. I don't know who it's going to be. We'll see. I think that certainly it's going to be a record price, I think. And I don't know how much of a record it'll be. We tend to kind of throw billions of dollars around, and maybe billionaires do too. I can't see it. I saw some people say that they thought it might go for $10 billion. I can't see that. But who knows? We'll see.
So can't see it going for $10 billion, but could be pushed. This is a franchise that just won a Super Bowl. They're a franchise that also seems poised to win another. I think the question everyone has is, how is the owner going to be? How is he or she going to function? Is it going to be an ownership group? Seth's saying, look, the NFL already has a list of vetted candidates. The NFL has a general idea of who this could be, even if us in the public don't.
You know what I don't believe? That Goodell has no idea. He has no access to that. If Goodell wants to know who potential buyers are, he's going to be in that mix, man. I believe that 100%. Two, the Commanders were the highest sold team, $6.05 billion. Before that, it was the Broncos at $4.65 billion. That'd be something, right? A team that was bought for $194 million in 1999 or 98, I want to say, is now worth probably over $6 billion, close to $7 billion. How quickly, I know for youngsters, that's so long ago, but for us, that was like 25 years ago. It wasn't that long for us. That was, we knew this was going to happen. This is the time when you said that the Hawks were going to be sold. I thought about Michael Jordan against the Jazz, crossing up Russell and hitting the game winner at the free throw line at the elbow, and thinking that's the way you go out. This is Jody Allen crossing him up, hitting the jumper and winning, and saying, "Boom, I'm out this piece. Let me sell this team." And we knew she was going to sell it, and this is just the perfect scenario for her because this is the hottest team in the league right now. So, I'm not even sure if you asked me a question. I just had a thought, and I had to get it out.
Now, because there was a report of the Seahawks being up for sale ahead of the Super Bowl, there's quite a few questions that were asked of people like Roger Goodell. This is what he had to say about it on February 2nd.
Jody's doing a great job of managing the team. Bert's here. They've done a great job during the Super Bowl. And I think from that standpoint, they've done a really important job in the context of the trust and the execution of that. But eventually the team will need to be sold in accordance with that. That'll be Jody's decision of when she does that. And we will be supportive of that.
And Mike McDonald.
Well, to go with the sale and the ownership, nothing's, from our perspective, nothing's changed from 2 weeks ago, or nothing's changed since I interviewed for the job with Jody 2 years ago. I'll say this. Jody is a fantastic owner, supportive, steadfast in what she believes and what she wants the Seahawks team to be and what it should mean to our community. And it's very clear on what our expectations are. And she can kind of see through the fog that sometimes maybe in the first year I had a hard time doing. And so to have that type of guidance and that type of support has meant a lot. And so I can say this, I love having Jody as our owner. She's been fantastic.
I feel like that's also a way for Mike McDonald to express what he would love to have with an owner. Someone who can be a little patient, who can see through some of the messiness of what was not a full rebuild when he got here, but certainly a team that had to work through some things. Bad ownership sinks franchises. And I feel as that owning Jody as a good owner and the Allen family as good owners know how to hand that off responsibly to someone who can be that too.
Yeah, they know what to look for, right? They know what they've done and how they've been able to support their football operation. So you look for someone with similar qualities. And, you also look for someone who you think can take this to the next level. What that is, I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes. I'm not a owner of a multi-billion-dollar organization. But you're looking for someone who can continue the trend of the culture that is here, supporting the culture that is here, within someone who can take this to the next level. The world is changing, right? You look at just football itself from back when I was playing from, 8 to 10, 11 to now. The game has changed. The personnel has changed. Like, media has changed. You had to be able to evolve with the time. So I think that's something that's important, too, is you find somebody who's a forward thinker. And again, I can't stress it enough, and just let the football people handle the football.
Exactly. That's really, to me, that's the big story. It is not about whether or not, and most people in Seattle, the vast majority of listeners know the team isn't going to be relocated, right? Like those other questions that naturally come to you, like when you hear teams for sale, you naturally, especially maybe in Seattle, just start to, well, what's happening to the team? What does that mean? That feels like something that's in limbo when it's not. But I think as NFL fans, who are very familiar with what poor ownership looks like. Look at Woody Johnson trying to make sure those union grades, or excuse me, player union grades aren't public, right? Like just kind of like soft stuff.
Yeah.
You want desperately to make sure that your team doesn't fall into that group. And I would love to see an owner who knows how to step back. Like you said, let the football people figure out football.
Here's the thing. If the Hawks were to fall into anything that resembles the grades that we see with the Browns and the Bengals or whatnot, that means you absolutely just ruined something great. Like, this isn't a tough thing to walk into. You're not walking into a bottom of the barrel type of league, a team that doesn't have leadership, doesn't have a quarterback. You're searching for this and that. No, you're walking into a situation that's ready to go, turnkey situation. All right, all you got to do is buy it and put certain people in the right position. Fully furnished, ready to go right now. This is an easier one to walk into. It's gonna be a record sale. It should be, because you're on top of the world right now. You're king of the world.
It's like a Jeff Bezos situation. Like, genuinely, I don't mean to sound so stupid, but being a poor person, who's rich enough to buy this team? Like, I'm thinking like Jeff Bezos. This is going to set Adam Schefter. The sale of the Seahawks is expected to set a new record for the price of a sports franchise. That means $7 billion or more.
I mean, if you're going single person.
Who are we talking about?
One person, yeah, you're looking at Bezos, yeah.
Right?
But if you're looking at a group, that's where it gets a bit more complicated. Bring some guys, some investors together.
Look, I love me some quick delivery from Amazon, but I don't want someone who's bigger than the team to take ownership of the team. Like, that's where you do get a Jerry Jones that gets you in trouble. Like, there's not a lot of billionaires.
Be bigger than the team.
There's not a lot of billionaires to go around, but I don't need someone who's constantly trying to implement his own brand into every single thing that happens, even if I use Amazon.
I think that
if Jeff Bezos buys it, am I going to go, wow, thanks, Jeff? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I know people think of you have your feelings about Jeff. Well, I'm looking at the text lines, and people are going nuts about Jeff, but there's something to be said about a guy who started a company in his garage and is now one of the biggest organizations in the world. Is he humble enough to step back, to buy it and step back and let people go? What we've seen, what we've heard, probably not. But that's where it comes out of Jody and her group to make sure that they get the right type of person in here.
I've seen so many questions about whether or not Jody can just buy it. I think that Jody, maybe she's not interested or doesn't have, or she's just trying to honor Paul's wishes and be like, look, I'm hands off with this stuff. His wish was that these estates be sold to someone outside of the Allen estate, presumably, and that money go to charity. I'm doing my job as a family member to honor that. So, although I think Jody's done an amazing job.
Great job.
Really a bummer. But anyway, so that is the latest. The Seahawks officially up for sale. Seth Wickersham is joining us. He had that initial column that was going around saying that the team would be for sale. The team now officially for sale. He's going to join us at 1:30 to talk about this breaking news. Get Off My Lawn coming your way next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
12s, you sure know how to turn up.
It is parade day today.
Yeah, 12s! We talk about 12 as one. Look at all the 12s in this stadium right here. See how powerful this is?
We have one goal, and that was to bring this home to the best fans in the world. This is for y'all. Love.
The celebration continues.
I love this city.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. The championship trophy is back in Seattle where it belongs. The big game is in the rear view, and the next big moment is going to be baseball's opening day. Well, why don't you make a commitment right now to look and feel your very best by then? People all over the Northwest could lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds just by the start of baseball season. And it starts by calling Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. A 15-minute phone call is all it takes to get started. I did this program. I lost 10 pounds in the first week. I lost about 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with all those New Year's resolutioners. No pills, no injections, no fake bland box meals or anything like that. Just real food that you buy at the grocery store with delicious recipes, great coaching, support, and accountability. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Dave Wyman here, joined by Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife to talk about prostate cancer treatments. Dr. Landis, how does Cyberknife compare to surgery?
Patients who have surgery often do have to be hospitalized for a few days and have to take time off of work. They can have a catheter, they have a wound that's healing, whereas with Cyberknife, patients often don't have to take a break from work at all.
And Cyberknife is an outpatient, non-invasive treatment?
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days total, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. What do patients say after treatment?
They tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Michael Bennett joining us in 15 minutes in studio. Before we get to that bump, you got 3 things. Grind in your gears with Get Off My Lawn. What's going on?
I'm a man. Yeah. I'm done traveling for a while. I've put in at least 22 weeks of travel when you from preseason all the way to the Super Bowl. It's been a long year for your boy when it comes to traveling. So, rightfully so, my last Get Off the Lawn for the football season is all about travel. All right? So, here's my first one.
Okay.
I was getting on the plane, row 6, by the way, not first class, but right behind it.
Wow.
Row 6.
That's not like you.
No, I do business. I do business, get free drinks.
Yeah.
All the drinks are free. I'm there.
Sure.
All right. And I'm getting on, and there's this young lady who's getting on the plane, and she sits behind me, and she's having a conversation, and her phone is on speaker. Why is your phone on speaker? On the plane at that.
Are we in flight?
No,
okay.
we're bored. But still, no one wants to hear your conversation.
No.
I just learned all about it. She has an ex-boyfriend that's staying at her house, and she keeps her camera on because she wants to see if he brings any girls in. Ooh. He asked if he can move the camera to a different place because he wanted to keep an eye out on the dog, and she says no. So what she did was she glued the camera to the spot so he couldn't move it. Like, it was juicy. I'm right behind, like she's right behind me. I'm listening. But I'm like, listen, you don't want people to hear this. Like, why? And she's talking loud. Like, speakerphone automatically makes you talk louder. You know what I'm saying? And she's talking like, girl, I had to glue that thing to the wall. I told him, don't move my camera. And I'm going to see if you got any B words coming in and out the house. And girl's like, yeah, girl, man, he tripping. And I'm sitting back there like, he is tripping, man. What is he doing back there? Yeah. So listen. Was I entertained by the conversation?
Yes.
Yes, I was. Do you want everyone on that plane, at least within a 5-row radius, to hear your conversation? No, and not that one especially. You got some, your relationship ain't right. All right, so speakerphone conversations are ridiculous. Keep them to yourselves. But thank you to the young lady for giving me some tea before we took off.
Why is the ex-boyfriend staying at her place? I can only assume that they were living together. Exactly.
Got the lease together.
What I'm assuming is they were living together. They broke up, and they broke up because either he cheated or she assumed he was cheating or they were fighting, whatever, but they've broken up. And she now wants to spy on him.
No,
she's kind of crazy for gluing it to the wall.
They signed the lease.
Okay.
And they live together.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want, out of respect, he shouldn't be bringing people in the house anyway.
Okay, I see.
Because still live with her.
Okay, so she's saying, this is my home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shared space.
So she said, I'm going to glue this camera.
Glue the camera
I'd
so you
like
can't
to
move
see
it.
you try to move it.
Yeah.
God, that's a great story, though.
It was good. It was juicy.
Oh, man. I wish I need a follow-up because I need to be able to ask her a little more about, like, well, why'd you guys break up? What happened? Is he moving out? What's going on here? If you've been broken up for months and months and months and you're just together because you're on the lease, I mean, I fear he's allowed to date.
I mean, but don't bring it to the house, though. Come on now.
But if he's on the lease too, that's his place too.
That's disrespectful.
It is, but at this point, you guys are roommates.
Yeah, I guess, man.
Okay, well, we're moving on. What's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
It's my last traveling edition. All right. So, next up, get on the plane. Coming back to Cali coming back to Washington from Cali. And they tell you, like, hey, this is a full flight.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in groups, D and below, we're taking your bag. So,
Yeah.
Just be ready for this, right? And then people go up, they give them their bag. I'm like, that's what I would do, honestly. I don't want to play the game of standing there looking to find a place to store my bag. So, because your boy rides in select, I'm usually in group A or B. So I know my bag is going to be on. Like, I'm good. I'm good. But I have two bags. I have the one you stole and then the carry-on.
Okay.
Cool. The carry-on you put under the seat. Selfish people, right? They just told you that it's a full flight and there's going to be no space. I saw several people put their luggage and their backpack up in the spot where you put your bags. Like, be considerate of other people, right? This is the problem with traveling. Be considerate of other people. You basically said, I know that it's full, but because I'm on first, I'm going to make it tougher for everybody else behind us, man. I saw that dude put 2 bags up, and I looked at him. I'm like, I grabbed my backpack, and I looked at it, I put it underneath my seat. Like, look, this is how you care for other people. This is how you make sure this process runs smoothly.
That man doesn't put the grocery cart back.
He doesn't. So then we get on, and the flight attendants are looking at Seth. They're like, sir, we got to put this bag under your seat. He goes, there's no space under my seat. Sir, there is space under your seat. I see the space under your seat. Like, you knew this was about to go down. So again, one of the reasons why I travel a lot and I don't like traveling is because people do not take care of other people. All right, leave the space. And then the lady who's sitting next to me had nowhere to go. That's why he moved his bag or had to move his bag. There you go. You just cost us a minute. All right, we could be out this piece already. We're already late. So be considerate. One bag up top, other one underneath your seat. You know how this goes. And it's a full flight. You knew this was going down.
That's definitely someone, too, when they put their suitcase up, now that I'm a certified traveler. Certified traveler. Now, I had to learn all of this. But this is someone who, when they put their carry-on up in the overhead bin, they put it on its side. They don't put it on its side to where it's taking up less space. They just take up all the space, and they don't care about anyone else.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Horrible.
We're in this together.
Yeah.
Let's all get home.
God, now I'm thinking about people who don't put their grocery carts back either.
I hate that.
It's so easy to do.
I'll take it back.
Yeah.
For old ladies and just women in general, I will take it back for you.
Yeah.
Dudes, go get it done. Come on. What are you doing?
What's last?
And last one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I've been traumatized with this, man. Because when I was a kid, I grew up in Culver City, and technically it's about 5 to 8 miles from LAX.
Okay.
So in your mind, it's easy to get there, right? And I used to come home from college, trips or whatnot, and my mom would say, call me when you land. I'm going to leave to get there. I go, no, Mom, do not leave when I land. You got to leave earlier than that because the traffic is going to be crazy, right? And I remember sitting there. I'm sorry, Mom, if you're listening. I love you. You know I love you, Mom. Nothing without you, all right? But her and my grandma, my aunts, whoever picked me up, would leave when I land, and I'd be waiting there for like 45 minutes for them to pick me up. And I'm sitting there, I go, if they would just leave 20 minutes before I'm supposed to land, they would be there by now. We'd be all good. I got picked up from the airport, and the same thing happened to me. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
Mama.
And this ain't even LAX, it's Seattle. You know what I mean? Let's just be, because me personally, if I know when you're gonna land, I will get there early and just wait for you. Because you know I'm gonna make this process easier for you. I'm thinking about you've been traveling, you're tired, you want to get home already. I'm gonna get there early, and if I gotta wait, then I'll just wait. I'll make a couple laps. Make sure that your travel process is good. So just be considerate with that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the ride.
Yeah, how dare you speak on Renee?
All right. All right, my mom gonna be mad at me. She's probably gonna text me here soon.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
on
you
her
for
team.
the ride. Thank you for the ride. But it's like, come on, man. I ain't trying to sit here. The whole plane, we all get off. Everyone's waiting. Everybody's gone. I'm like that kid who got left at practice.
Oh,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
You're the last kitten in the box.
I'm the last kid. Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, where's my ride?
That's exactly what
Where's
happened.
my ride?
Have you ever thought about texting them and telling them, oh, I landed, and then make it 20 minutes before you really land?
Yeah, I did. I started doing that with my mom, my grandma.
How'd it work out?
Still, it wasn't the greatest.
Oh, see, they can
The
know.
time,
They know.
And I'm like, time is like big to me. Like, be
You're a
on
very
time or
punctual
tell me you're
person.
not gonna be there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, don't just have me waiting there.
Yeah.
I was Will Smith.
I think it builds character.
I hope it did. Did something. It traumatized me.
Michael Bennett joins us next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's why we bake in the sun out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. Come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s.
And the party begins. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
Soak it in.
They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Heward here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. BABBEL.com.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the State Liners at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades. Now he and his band, the State Liners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at MuckleshootCasino.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The John Schneider Show returns to Seattle Sports this year. The first episode of a new season airs tomorrow at 4 p.m. Every episode will be available on demand through the Seattle Sports app, the Seattle Sports YouTube channel, the Wyman and Bob podcast, and on seattlesports.com.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. All right, we got a hot topic coming up in spring training camps. That's coming up in 30 minutes. Mike B is set to join us. Before we get to it, let's go to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down bump. A new free agent hits the scene. What makes you think a reunion between the Chiefs and Tyreek Hill is inevitable?
It's about to go down. You got Bieniemy who's over there once again. Everything I hear about that move is that the offense needed structure and discipline. If you know anything about Bieniemy, he is no BS. He plays no games. He is very, very old school and aggressive with his coaching. Also, the Chiefs reconstructed Mahomes' contract and converted $54 million of his salary into a signing bonus that frees up $43 million in cap space. They are setting things up for this dude to come back. And also, the last 2 years, all right, the Chiefs, the high-powered Chiefs, the Chiefs that we know and we love. In 2025, they were 20th overall in offense, 16th when it comes to passing. In 2024, 17th overall in offense, 14th when it comes to passing. The last 2 years when Tyreek Hill was there, 2021, 3rd overall, 4th in passing. 2020, 1st overall, 1st in passing. There are other factors to this as well, right? Offensive line got to be on point. Travis Kelce took a dip in his production. Mahomes didn't have his best years. But when you just look at those basic numbers, with Tyreek Hill, without Tyreek Hill, you start to wonder what this offense could be. Here's the thing, too, though. He's 32 years old now. But he's still fast as you know what. He's 32 years old. You still have Xavier Worthy over there and Rashee Rice as well. You put him in the mix right there, Xavier Worthy, who does have that downfield type of speed, Rashee Rice, who can go across the middle, and then there's the versatility of Hill. You never know. I think this is going to go down. I think this is why they moved that money around. We knew that they could not survive on the cap hit that Mahomes was going to hit the Chiefs for. This was going to happen regardless, but timing is everything in this league. So you got Tyreek Hill, surgery, Miami lets him go. You got money being moved for the Chiefs, open up cap space. He's not going to get the money that he's used to getting, right, because of his age and his injury. It's set up for a reunion, and I think they need this to happen. They should get it happen. Or they should make it happen. Get her done.
Second down. Ooh, a lot of moving pieces this offseason. We're getting to free agency list period. Okay, so who could use the services of one Mike Evans?
I say if you're Mike Evans, you're on some KD trying to win a championship type stuff.
Absolutely,
right,
and you deserve it.
Yeah, you've been in the league, 11, 12 years at this point, 1,000 yards almost every year. I believe this is the first time he didn't reach 1,000 yards, but injuries hurt him. So if Hill does not go to the Kansas City Chiefs, now you got to look at Evans. I think Evans can be a nice underneath possession type receiver. The Giants, I feel like, with Jackson Dart over there, you got Malik Neighbors. You throw him into the mix. You still have Sterling over there. And then last but not least, the guy who's one of the most talented dudes in this league, who I fear will not win a Super Bowl, Josh Allen with the Buffalo Bills. Got to send him over there and give him an option.
Yeah, that's actually a great fit.
Like, Josh needs that. He can't do it all by himself, right? He can account for 30 to 40 touchdowns a year, but he needs a legit number one. He has one in Malik Neighbors, right? Khalil Shakir has his moments. Keon Coleman's been kind of a disappointment. Joshua Palmer has been okay as well. Brandon Cooks is up there, but he's old. If you look at these guys when they're in their prime, Hardman has a couple good years with the Chiefs. Brandon Cooks in his prime. This team receiving core reminds me of the Lakers when we had Gary Payton, Steve Nash, and Karl Malone. It's like, all right, look, these guys used to be good. We know these names, but they're not youthful enough to get this thing done. So now I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills, but I think that'd be the perfect fit for him. But I'm looking Chiefs if Hill's not there, the Giants with that young quarterback over there, Malik Neighbors, Buffalo Bills as well. Anywhere you go, Mike, go ahead and make sure you win a championship.
Third down. One of the more interesting questions of the offseason. Where should Malik Willis want to go?
See, we talked about Kyler Murray. I think he'll probably be maybe a bit more attractive than Malik Willis because we've seen what he can do. And yesterday we spoke on the best thing for organization is kind of knowing what you're going to get out of a player. Well, Malik Willis, he had, 4 games he played this year? He looked really good. Kyler Murray just has a longer resume. But I'm just looking at the Dolphins, man. Like, the Dolphins should be in the mix for any quarterback who has shown any type of promise. You have a good running back in Achane over there. You still got Jalen Waddle. You're probably going to draft another receiver. Oh, D. Eskridge is on that roster, too. What's up, D? D's still in the league. Let's go. Darren Waller trying to make his
comeback. I feel like you'll always
comeback.
Advocate for D. Eskridge
Always,
a little
man.
bit. Just
I mean,
a tiny part of you is going to be like, come on, D.
Yeah. I mean, he never lived up to expectations, but he's still in the league for a reason. So good for him. Now, I'm looking at Miami. I think Miami should be after any quarterback they think can get it done. What I don't want to happen is for Malik to go to the New York Jets, because who knows what happens in careers when you go to the New York Jets. They don't end very well.
No,
whether
they
you're
don't.
coach or player.
Doesn't matter.
Does not end well over there.
They don't
with
begin
the
or
Jets.
end well.
No, it's all bad. So, no, I'm looking at the Miami Dolphins. I know the Cardinals are probably going to take a stab at them as well. You do have some young receivers and one of the best tight ends in the game over there in Arizona. You got Marvin Harrison. You got Michael Wilson, who I really like. Obviously, you got Trey McBride. You're getting older at the running back position. James Conner, he's getting up there. He's long in the tooth a little bit. He's 30 years of age, and he's coming off a major surgery. The Cardinals are going to take a stab at him, but you got to look at the Miami Dolphins. Go take a stab. Go take a look. What do you think about the Colts? I feel like Anthony Richardson's not going to be there. Daniel Jones is injured.
Well, and Daniel Jones is probably going to hit free agency.
He's going to hit free agency. The Colts should probably take a look, too.
I think the Colts should absolutely take a look. And I wonder between the thing about Indianapolis and Minnesota that's really interesting is both teams have a ton of talent and are set up to theoretically, with the right quarterback, win right now. Not that they'd be dominant, but set up to win and compete right now. And the quarterbacks they're looking at are going to have to be some kind of reclamation project. It's going to have to be, if I mentioned this in the email to you guys, if last year's question was who's the next Sam Darnold, I think the answer was Sam Darnold, just in a way that we weren't expecting. It's like, oh, Sam Darnold's the next Sam Darnold, but this time he's winning a Super Bowl. I think now teams are asking themselves the same question where it's like, look, Kyler Murray was a former #1 overall pick. He's undersized. Clearly, it's been the story of his career, but like that talent is there. He's still relatively young. And there are some really intriguing teams, like you said, the Colts, and then Minnesota being, I think, two of the most intriguing, where if you have the right pieces, I would add Atlanta if they clearly didn't have Michael Penix Jr., but like those are really intriguing teams that could really make a turn.
Yeah, it's the Falcons feel like they're a quarterback and something else away from really being competitive. Like you mentioned, the Minnesota Vikings, they're ready to go. So, yeah, man, Malik and Kyler Murray are going to be the most sought-after free agents during this offseason.
Fourth down. Who's a piece that will be missed if gone, but is underrated?
So he's been rumored to be on that Las Vegas Express going to the Raiders, and it's Josh Jones. I know an offensive lineman isn't a sexy name to be talking about, but when he was in the game, when he filled in for Charles Cross, my man was on a mission. He's one of the most elusive tackles in the game. Has great feet, good speed, and get to that second level. Loves working off the backside of the run so he can try to get safeties or whatnot. And he filled in. He was so good that when Charles Cross came back, I questioned, my dang, they just gonna no more Josh Jones? Is he just done? Granted, Charles Cross is the better pick, but that's how good he played. I was questioning, should he just sit or should you find ways to get him in the game? But, there's only 5 offensive linemen, and you want some continuity. And because Charles Cross has been the guy that he is, he had to play. But Josh Jones is a name. I went on with that Vegas radio station yesterday you hooked me up with, and
oh, they're great.
They're interested.
Yeah.
Q&M,
yep.
They are interested in Josh Jones. So yeah, man, he will be missed if he's not here. But I'm also happy for him because he definitely made himself some money.
I have a soft spot for the Raiders in part because their media is so awesome. Q Myers, the Raiders Radio Network, which I always stumble over saying. It's harder than you think. Raiders Radio Network. All good people. ABS is the next hot topic in spring training camps, but one ace pitcher says he's never going to use it. Plus, Mike B joins us. That's next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com. We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners.
Holy smokes.
Seattle Sports.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile for a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
ABS is the hot topic in spring training camps, but one ace says he's never going to use it, which sounds like when you're like a kid.
Never.
Oh, yeah?
I'm running away.
I wish I didn't live here.
I hate you.
Never going to use
I
ABS.
hate you, Mom.
It's Braves starter Chris Sale.
I will never challenge a pitch. I will never do it. I won't do it.
Why?
Because I'm not an umpire. That's their job.
That's fair enough.
I'm a starting pitcher. I've never called balls and strikes in my life. Plus, I'm greedy, and I know that. I think they're all strikes. You know, especially the catchers nowadays. The way they catch the ball, the way they receive, they make them all look like strikes. And again, I'm a starting pitcher, and I'm greedy. I like pitches that are on the corner that might be a little off. In the heat of moment, especially you throw a good pitch. You got Murph or Baldy or whoever back there, and they kind of catch it the right way. I mean, they make a lot of balls look like strikes, and I don't want to take away one of those challenges that might be needed later on in the game, and I've dealt with it before. It's across all games and my entire career, there's been balls called strikes and strikes called balls, and you just kind of deal with it. Now, if my catcher has something to say about it, I'll leave that to him. But I've dealt with both sides, and I'm fine to kind of keep dealing with it.
Okay, I actually think that's kind of a sensible answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's only
maybe it's not a whiny baby approach.
And you can't consult. Like, you can't look to the dugout and say, should I challenge it? You have to do it all on your own.
You guys think this is right?
So
right?
He knows his personality. He's saying I'm greedy, and I might think something is a strike, but it's really a ball. The catcher does have the best perspective when it comes to that. He mentions that they're great at framing, right? You frame that thing up, you make it look like a strike. I get it, but he's gonna have that itch at least once or twice. But should I? But no, I think each team is gonna have their system. I think before you run out there, you check with the manager, do I have the okay to call one or not? I like that you can't consult. It's like you can't look to the dugout and be like, hey, should I?
Yeah.
It has to be instant. I love that. I also like that umps were little crybabies when it came to guys tapping their helmets the last few years, because that's what they did in the minors to signal the challenge. And now you got to deal with it. You little crybabies, all right? Umps and basketball referees are so soft when it comes to being challenged. I'm so glad they just got to eat it now.
Who's the softest ref?
Who? I don't know.
Like what league? No. But what league are you like? I can guarantee you this is the most sensitive guy. Basketball.
Softest refs in the world.
Yeah.
Can't even look at them too long.
Well, speaking of basketball, UCLA head coach Mark Cronin is known as the most ornery basketball coach in the country. That was on full display again last night, this after a blowout loss to Michigan State. Cronin accused a student reporter, emphasis on student reporter, of raising his voice at him when he clearly did not.
What was your thought in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
you should take it.
The preparation of the...
Do you really think I care about the other team's student
I don't think you care about the other
Are you
team's
raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just...
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you were. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
Student reporter. This kid is like 19 years old, Coach.
He did not
what
raise
are we doing?
his voice.
No, he didn't. He just was getting, I think, a little nervous. So his voice got louder, but he didn't raise his voice aggressively.
Hey, that's like when you're a kid, and especially in black households, your voice, you better stay right in your pocket the whole time. All right? You better stay right there, or they're going to get you. That's what that reminded me of. No, he's just he's mad because he lost. The kid asked a question he didn't like, and his voice did get higher, but he wasn't like raising his voice aggressively at him. Yeah. And then the coach tries to backpedal, and he changes his voice. Yeah, man, that's a question, man. What you talking about? Nah, don't get on the backpedal now, brother.
Yeah.
You messed that up. Poor kid. And whoever that kid is, you keep doing you. I'm not mad at those questions.
Yeah, no, they're not bad questions. It's also questions that, like, and if every reporter is going to ask a couple dumb questions, sometimes, especially as a younger reporter, you're just trying to ask to get over the hurdle of asking your first question.
It's hard, man.
It's really hard. It took me a whole year before I asked a question at a press conference. It's incredibly intimidating. And so for a 19 or 20-year-old, however old this kid is, to do it, who definitely didn't raise his voice. He got nervous. And when you get nervous, your voice gets louder, but he's not raising. That's not what I would consider raising your voice.
Nah.
Raising your voice is like, well, what I said was.
Yeah, raising your voice comes with an attitude. Yeah.
No, he just got a little nervous. That's a little ridiculous. I also like the idea of Mark Cronin going, everyone can see it, and everyone going, yeah. And later we're all going to watch how crazy you look right now. The NBA has recently been thinking of ways to combat tanking. Next story here. But former Mavs owner Mark Cuban has one approach. He said the league should take the opposite approach and actually lean into tanking. So tell me what you think about this. I agree with part of it and disagree with part of it. I want to know what you think, though. It's a long post, so I'll summarize it. But Mark Cuban said the NBA has actually been misguided in thinking that what they're selling is a basketball business and a basketball product. That's not what they're selling. They're in the business of creating experiences for fans. He says few can remember the score from the last game they went to or the last game they saw. They can't remember dunks or shots, but they do remember who they were with, family, friends, a date. It's what makes the experience special. Fans know their team can't win every game. They only know one team can win a ring. And so he says the one way to get closer to that is via the draft and trades and cap room, and you have a better chance of improving all three when you tank. He says the NBA should worry more about fan experience than tanking. It should worry more about pricing fans out of the game than tanking. You know who cares the least about tanking? A parent who can't afford to bring their 3 kids to a game and buy their kids a jersey of their favorite player. Tanking isn't the issue. Affordability and quality of game presentation are.
Both. No one wants their team to tank, and people want to take their families to those games and have those experiences. You know who doesn't care about the game? A toddler, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old who's there just going crazy because they see you. I go back home, and I'll talk to my boys. If the Lakers tank, it's going to be a freaking problem. It's going to be a problem. People care if their team win or not. And then, like, if you're tanking, that means that your best players are sitting out. So now that them sitting out messes with the fan experience that you talk about. People come to the games to see the players. I will complain about my tall boy being $15, $20. I will complain about a burger being $25, $30. Yes, you are pricing people out. And thankfully, I'm in a position to where I can go once or twice and can afford that. There's some people who can't. That's the reason why I didn't go to a Laker game growing up, because I couldn't afford it. I had to go to Clippers games because they were cheaper. All right? But both can be true, okay? You don't want to tank. You put your best product out there and just make everything cheaper. So I think this is a billionaire who's out of touch, really. And I think his intentions are good, but I think it's wrong about the tanking. Go sit with the people and ask them if they want to go watch a team who they know has absolutely no chance of winning on purpose.
I don't know that there's a billionaire who's not a little bit out of touch. I think it just goes hand in hand with being that far removed from the average person's experience. No offense, but it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing about most millionaires. I think that he's half right in that there is an opportunity here for the NBA to have prices match the product. So if we're allowing, let's say, forget the Lakers. Let's say it's like the Hornets or like the Wizards, like a team that like desperately needs to rebuild something.
Mm-hmm.
If the league is going to kind of look the other way and go, okay, if you want to tank this year that you can tank, you need to discount ticket prices. Like if the product you're putting out is trash, then you need to make it to where a mom and a dad that have a 5-year-old who doesn't know, like, every player is cool. Like, look, I've been to Seahawks training camp. You've been to Seahawks training camp. There are kids that will wait for every single player. If a guy walks up in a Seahawks jersey,
they're waiting.
You know what I mean? If a 6'4" fan walks by, it doesn't matter. Like, anyone who looks like a football player is exciting for a really young fan. Like, they know the stars, but also everyone is cool. So if that's the kind of person that that you want to make that game more accessible to, fine. Do not price fans out when you're actively tanking. So I do agree with him on that. Yeah. And look, there are some organizations that have to actively tank in order to do that.
All right, quick, before we get out.
Yes.
Atlanta, $2 for hot dogs, $3 for cheese nachos, $5 for draft beer, $6 for premium beer, and other stuff is about $3 for a pizza slice. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Mike Bennett joining us next.
Man, can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're estimating around 1 million people at the parade today. 1 million fans.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
Bump is out on the parade route right now. Bump, where are you?
Oh, no. I can't hear nothing you're saying right now. The vibes are real.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Good Dog Auto Glass.
When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your buck.
It's WFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship, April 25th. At Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, still coordinating with Mike Bennett. They're doing a pickleball tournament charity thing, I think. So we'll see if we can coordinate a time. But I want to get back to this conversation for just a second. We had a lot of responses about tanking. So even though neither the Seahawks nor Mariners are tanking right now, I think it's something that like any sports fan can feel passionately about. It stemmed from Mark Cuban saying that he thinks the NBA should embrace tanking. He thinks that the NBA shouldn't worry about tanking nearly as much as they do pricing out fans from attending games, making concessions too expensive, making tickets too expensive, etc. Other people are saying tanking ruins the product. It ruins the fan experience. It's not what people really want to see. Whatever. I actually don't disagree with Mark Cuban, but I think that, look, everyone listening has been a Sonics fan. There are plenty of people kind of siding with you, going like, I don't know, man, tanking feels like it always comes before a team trying to get sold or relocate. Like it never means anything good. Rarely does like a full out tank somehow turn around and lead to a dynasty.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't guarantee anything. It makes it so that you have a better chance to get better talent. That's what you're seeking for when you tank, right? Mm-hmm. But look, I understand the concept of tanking. It makes sense. We're gonna put together a ragtag team, a booty lineup, because they're gonna lose. It's already done. We're not going to the playoffs. We're not contenders. So let's tank. The concept makes complete sense for me when you're trying to rebuild a team. But if you are a fan of a team and you're showing up and you're trying to support, there's that angle. It's I paid money for this team to compete the best that they can. And when you're sitting guys, you just don't get that. Business-wise, it makes sense. Yeah, I get that. But I like your solution was that, look, if you're going to tank, then
make everything, exactly.
Cheaper. I was going back and forth with someone, and they're saying, but it's cheaper in Atlanta. That's why they can do things cheaper. And like, yeah, you can. I guarantee you can take some off the top with everything that's in that stadium right now, everything that's in Climate Pledge, and still be in the green. That's the problem, is that they're not thinking about the fan when it comes to that. You think the profit margin is a couple of dollars on each Bud Light over there? Heck no. They got like $5 or $6 on that. Look, take a couple off. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking for Atlanta prices, but I'm saying that Atlanta is leading the charge when it comes to that. So I like your solution. If you're going to tank, if you're not going to put something out there, make it cheaper. The Mariners did a good job of that this year.
Yeah.
They lowered the prices on all their stuff this year.
Yeah.
And they're winning.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, too. To add to your point, you don't need to tank to actually do that. Like, I agree with Mark Cuban that part of the issue is just affordability in general. That, like, teams, like, when the NBA comes to Seattle, everything's going to be crazy expensive, and there are going to be people that have waited years and years and years and years to see the Sonics back in Seattle that just aren't going to be able to afford to go. And that's really a shame. So that's, to me, a separate issue. And I just think that, like, if the league were to ever allow tanking, that should be when you get fans. Like, me as a sports fan, I'm not going to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
A 5-year-old who doesn't know one player from another because they're all just giant dudes in jerseys, that's going to be the coolest thing ever to see. So make it to where someone can bring their 3 or 4 kids and go to a game, because that's a really expensive experience otherwise when you have kids. I don't know. That's just – I feel like I see Mark Cuban's point. I think that there are a lot of, especially former athletes, that are like, that's insane. No one wants to tank. But anyways, we just wanted to get – there were some responses on the text line I wanted to get to before I got to our next story. So making sure we finish that conversation. Some breaking news earlier this morning. The Seahawks are up for sale. We've had a couple questions about that since then. So the Paul G. Allen estate posted an official statement to the Seahawks account on Twitter saying that the team is officially for sale. This will be handled during the 2026 offseason, a.k.a. right now. NFL owners will then ratify a final purchase agreement. The question is not whether or not the team is going to be relocated. The question is not, is this going to hurt the team in their quest for another Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
The question is, who buys it, and what does their role as an owner look like compared to what the Allens looked like? Because Paul and Jody were both very supportive, but very much in the background. And I think that's a type of ownership that a lot of Seahawks fans prefer.
You want someone who is this is what Big Ray says. I love when Big Ray says this. Like, you have a PhD in that one topic. Right, and he talks about offensive linemen when he says that. He goes, I want a right guard with a PhD in right guard. The left guard for the Patriots during the Super Bowl played most of his snaps at center sometime this year or the following year. Like, he had a PhD at center. You move him to guard, there's going to be some problems going on, right? So, yeah, I want a PhD in business. You know how to run a business. You know how to stay in the green without charging $20 for a tall boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where you come in, numbers and all that good stuff. So, yeah, man, it's you want someone to try to continue what has been built here, but also make it their own and enhance it. Like, you have an opportunity to make the Seahawks one of the most valuable organizations in the world, Craig. Like, the Lakers were just sold for, $10 billion, which I think broke the record. You're not going to get that. Maybe get that. Who knows? But you have an opportunity here to strike while it's hot. It's hot right now. You're Super Bowl champions, young head coach, quarterback for the next few years. So much young talent on this roster right now. Let the football do football.
When this story broke ahead of the Super Bowl, people were wondering whether or not it was a distraction. Now that it's broken after the Super Bowl, after a Super Bowl win, mind you, I think people might be wondering a bit of the same. Does this get in the way? I know it's the offseason, so there's not the pressure of the big game that you're going to be playing, but does this in any way factor into what the team's trying to do on the field?
It shouldn't.
I don't think so either.
It shouldn't. It should be separate. Church and state. Or was it?
Yeah.
It should be separate.
Church and state. That's correct. Taking those things separate. This is what Seth Wickersham had to say. He's going to join us at 1:30, by the way.
So the NFL keeps a very confidential list. To my knowledge, even Roger Goodell doesn't have access to it. But it keeps a confidential list of people who have been vetted. Should these teams come open, to help expedite the process so it's not exactly like an open bidding situation, the NFL has its rules and regulations that it wants people to abide by, potential owners. I don't know who it's going to be. We'll see. I think that certainly it's going to be a record price, I think. And I don't know how much of a record it'll be. We tend to kind of throw billions of dollars around, and maybe billionaires do too. I can't see it. I saw some people say that they thought it might go for $10 billion. I can't see that. But who knows? We'll see.
I thought that part of it was the first part of it. Look, we know it's going to set a record for an NFL franchise being sold. Whether it's 10 or not, 8 would still be 30 record. So good for them. I think that the interesting part is the first one. The NFL has a list of vetted candidates that they've already gone through. And look, the owner of this team's probably coming from that list. There's a line of billionaires waiting to purchase an NFL team. We can assume someone like Jeff Bezos is one of them, but there's probably already 1, 2, 3 names or maybe an ownership group that have interest and are heavily pursuing this already.
Yeah, for sure. They're not just shooting from the hip. You know, you have people lined up because it was public knowledge that this was going to happen one day. So billionaires are billionaires for a reason, right? Because they're planning their strategy, and they prepared themselves for this moment. So I guarantee you there's a group or a handful, if not individuals or investing group that want a shot at this. And they should want a shot at this, man. This is an opportunity right here. This is, I don't know, you tell me this. All right, back in like 2014, when 2013, 2014, when the Hawks did win the Super Bowl, right? What was the feeling behind this? Because it feels like the popularity right now is either equivalent or the same.
All right.
Or equivalent to the same, or a bit more.
It's equivalent or the same. We'll get back to this all day, obviously, the biggest story surrounding this team. Let's take a break and head to spring training with Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman. Jordan Shusterman of Yahoo Sports and Baseball Barbecast joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. We have so much to cover when it comes to the Mariners, Jordan, but before we get started, I do have to ask, do you think it was the brother's wife or the wife's sister? Do we know anything?
Well, I don't think we know yet.
Okay.
But that is certainly a question that has been thrown around frequently over the last 24 hours, so you're definitely not alone in wondering that.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'll go this direction instead to the Mariners. I'm going to ask kind of a boring question, but an important one, and I know that you've covered it, as has everyone, because it's kind of how we start with the offseason. What grade did you give the Mariners offseason?
I believe I landed on a B+. The Donovan trade was very important. It was one we were all waiting for, and it just cannot be, overemphasized enough how much that helps their entire roster. The amount of insurance it gives you at, 5 positions, basically, and for how the roster kind of projects to develop over the course of the season, let alone at the start of the season, depending on how the infield shakes out. Donovan was just such a perfect fit. And then also, Naylor was apparently a perfect fit as well, as we learned over the second half of the season. And I think those being the two bookends of the offseason with a move that I think I've already told you guys, I love Jose Ferrer. So I'm very high on that deal, and I'm excited to see what he can do for this bullpen as well. So I think it was a very, very good offseason where I'd like to see maybe a little bit more spending, maybe even one more reliever would have been nice, but it was still, I think, one of the more successful off seasons of any team.
So no expectations, right? You have the year that you had last year. You win the AL West. You see the moves made and not made, pieces lost by the ops in the division. What are your expectations for these Mariners coming into the year?
Yeah, I think they should be high. I don't think they should be shying away from that. I think, it's interesting leading up to this past year and now where they sit now is kind of what the front office has been building for, particularly in relation to the other teams in the division. I think we kind of knew that Houston at some point was going to kind of face reality that they could not be that good forever. And I think they started to feel that last season. I think Texas has certainly had a bit of an existential crisis over the last couple of years since their World Series championship. The A's are the ones that are certainly surging, and they should not be taken lightly. But I think from a pure just roster depth, upside, and floor, the Mariners are certainly in a good position to repeat as division champions in 2026.
A question that we were asking ourselves related to that, Jordan, is how does that change the way we watch the season? And not that you need the context, but never before have I entered a season expecting the Mariners to win a World Series and also with the Seahawks. Like the Seahawks and Mariners have never made the playoffs in the same year. So this is all kind of new territory when it comes to how to watch the season. So what does that mean for, let's say, expectations in the first quarter even?
No, it's a great point. I think that not hiding from that is important, but it does kind of add a new layer that I think the franchise has still been dealing with ever since they broke the drought, right? I think that was something that was really hard for the team in 23 and 24, and they probably did not handle it quite as well. But I think just from a roster standpoint, they're still in such a stronger position than those teams were, that there's a lot more reason to be confident that they can push for something like that. But I agree. I do think it is going to kind of raise the temperature and just the level of expectations, even during the very, very long and ups and downs of the regular season, considering what we know that we've seen them be actually capable of doing, which is make a really deep postseason run.
Every year we're going to watch 44, kind of see how he develops and how he comes out swinging. Historically has not had a great start to his season. Just your thoughts on Julio and what he needs to get done this year, especially in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we talked. I was at Mariners camp yesterday, and Julio had his kind of introductory spring session. A lot of good stuff from him. I think, the first half Julio thing has been certainly just the fascinating quirk of his career so far. It's hard not to wonder how the WBC will impact that. I think hopefully in a positive manner, right, for him to be able to get those high-level at-bats right away with Team DR. I mean, that's going to be, if they go on a deep run, that's 20 to 30 high-level at-bats that you simply can't replicate on the backfield. So I have to imagine that'll help him, and it is kind of an untapped market for the Mariners to have a actually productive Julio for the first half of the season.
Glad you mentioned that you were at Mariners camp yesterday because I saw some video from Ryan Divish of George Kirby throwing, and I wanted to ask about him. He's a really interesting one for me in previewing 2026 because while Logan Gilbert was last year's opening starter and is seen as a leader in the rotation, I feel like Kirby has like an untapped ceiling that he hasn't even explored that's really, really special. But last year was kind of weird, issuing more walks, not quite as much command as we're used to seeing from him. What do you think happened? What did you make of his 2025? And what would you like to see him fine-tune this year?
Yeah, it's a great point. And I've thought about this, about the Mariners rotation for the last few years, is because they're all so good, or at least have demonstrated, a real impact ceiling. Sometimes some of them get lost in the shuffle, and I think Kirby's a great example of that. I mean, remember, he also was dealing with injuries last year, really for the first time, and you have to imagine that impacted him to some degree. I think with him, what's always interesting, and this is true for really all of these pitchers, but especially with him and Logan and Price, just the number of pitches that they throw, you really don't know exactly what is the pitch, what is the secondary pitch that is going to help him get to the next level. I think Logan Gilbert clearly figured that out with his splitter. That unlocked the level of swing and miss that he just wasn't getting earlier in his career. And that's something that Kirby, I think, is still looking for. And maybe it is a splitter, maybe it's another breaking ball. We know he's capable of adding a lot of pitches, but the command is always going to be there. Maybe he was walking more than he liked, but it was still some of the best command, in control in the league, even if it was a bit of a regression. So, yeah, it's been, as it has been with Kirby for a while, it's just about finding the secondary pitch where he can get more swing and miss, and obviously staying healthy and delivering more of a workload than he was able to last season.
Mariners have 16 players slotted to play in the WBC. Possibly 2 more can be added to this whole thing. And Dan says that we have a plan. He said, thanks to all the trainers, everyone else involved, we're going to get guys ready. How stressful do you think this is for an organization, and how should they approach it?
Yeah, it's a delicate thing. And, you talk to really any front office. It's not just teams like the Mariners who have a million guys going. But, I think that there's a recognition from front office officials that this isn't a special event and one that players want to participate in, and that there could be benefits from it. But every team and person in these positions are self-interested, and they obviously want these guys to come out healthy, and we have to hope that that's the case for Seattle and obviously any team. But I think they also have to view it as an opportunity to just get more eyes on guys in camp. I mean, there's just going to be a lot of players that are getting way more playing time, way more innings than they normally would have, because, all the superstars are gone. So whether that's like, I'm thinking about a guy like, Luke Stevenson, the recent draft pick, now that Harry Ford's playing for Great Britain for another organization, maybe you're seeing him in some big league games because Cal Raleigh's with Team USA. So I think I know it's a positive spin. Obviously, the front office is mostly going to be focused on those guys staying healthy, but I think there is an opportunity to kind of get more out of spring training from guys that you weren't normally going to see as much.
Speaking of what we're getting out of spring training, I feel like sometimes we all need to fine-tune how we watch it, and really it's about getting certain questions maybe answered, and some of your biggest just will not be answered. Like, will Julio break out in April and May? Will not be answered in February and March, and that's just okay. However, what does your infield look like, or will Cole Emerson be on your opening day roster, are 2 things you could. What's one of your biggest questions about this team that you have a chance to see answered in March?
Oh, that's obviously the answer right there. I mean, I'm certainly interested in the bullpen as well, and especially because some of those guys that aren't necessarily as locked in are out of options. And because of the number of relievers that the Mariners acquired over the offseason, I am going to be curious if any of those guys can kind of pitch their way into that fifth or sixth spot in the bullpen. That said, I mean, yeah, no, it's all about Cole Emerson. It's all about Cole Young, right? I mean, someone that we've already seen at the major league level had a really good stretch in the second half before really tailing off and not really being a factor in the postseason. But the way they're talking about Emerson is astonishing. They're not hiding from it. I think that they've clearly seen, having experience with Julio, and that they're not going to pretend like they don't believe he's really, really special. They're going to push him, and they're going to at least give him the opportunity. How exactly the infield would look if Emerson does make the team, and whether Cole Young can also make the team, needs to be seen. But I mean, listen, Julio, I know it's more of a factor of just their age, but if Cole makes his team, and even if he doesn't, he's not 21 until August, I believe. So he could be the first Mariner to debut at 20 since Adam Jones, I believe, would be the fact. So even if he's not on the opening day roster, it seems like the kind of guy that's going to be in Tacoma ready in case of injury, or if he just plays his way there. So he might just be the most important player to watch in camp, especially with the other guys leaving for the WBC.
What's a coming back down to earth while yet still being elite season look like for Cal Raleigh?
That's a great question. I have wondered that so much. Like, where are they going to set the over-under for his home run total? I mean, I actually haven't even looked at the projection systems as to what they're saying. Obviously, I imagine the computers are not used to projecting a catcher coming off a 60 home run season. So I don't know. The way I've asked it is like, what is disappointing? Because I think that it's fair to say that he has raised the level above where he was at in 23 and 24, but I also think expecting him to hit 60 home runs or even 50 home runs is probably foolish, because if he can, then I think people are going to start kind of respecting him as like a legitimate all-time great catcher, which is in some ways he's already tracking like, but I don't know. I think that is certainly an important question for them, but I don't think, at the very least, he's still going to be giving you more production than basically any other catcher in the league, and that is definitely something to look forward to.
Well, and you're certainly looking at him for getting some of that power. Polanco might have been their biggest loss of the offseason, including Cal, though, like Bump said, a Cal that's probably not giving you 60 home runs. Where do you expect some of that power and some of those runs to come from for this team?
Yeah, it's a good question, right? I mean, just debating, okay, Gino and Polanco out, Taylor stays, you add Donovan, you add Refsnyder. I mean, Refsnyder is incredibly productive, but we know it's going to be in maybe a smaller sample of plate appearances. Donovan is not necessarily giving you the kind of power. So I think it's just going to be maybe a little bit of a more balanced, but maybe less slug-oriented lineup. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do think that it could kind of change the complexion of how the offense functions. But maybe there's another step forward for Canzone. I think a healthy Robles could also contribute to the offense in an interesting way from a speed component in a way that they kind of lacked last season. So, again, I have to imagine, just because of the roster construction, that the home run total is going to go down. I don't necessarily think that means that the overall offense is going to be notably worse.
Real quick, look around the West. Every team makes some changes, right? You don't bring back the exact same team. There's been movement all throughout the division. Obviously, you said the Mariners are the favorite to win it. Who do you think is in the most trouble? Is it the Astros as usual, like the Rangers? What do you see?
Yeah, I've been kind of debating that also, especially just kind of looking at the whole American League playoff race and considering, like, okay, like I'm going to have to do my playoff pick soon. Okay, I feel confident in Seattle, but does Houston or Texas feel like a potential wildcard team? I haven't quite decided yet. I think I think it's fair to kind of criticize some of the roster building strategies Houston has deployed recently. I still don't think we should completely discount them because of the standard of play. I mean, they won the same number of games as the Tigers last year. It's not like they won 70 games. So I think they should still be taken seriously. Texas is much more difficult to project. Being a team that had the best team ERA in baseball last year, but their offense has just been awful for the last few seasons. They obviously changed enough personnel that maybe you think that could be a little bit better. I think I still leave Houston slightly, but that is also still a team that I'm not even sure we're looking at the roster that is going to arrive at opening day, because that position player group still just doesn't make any sense. So I think we could be seeing a trade here from them before opening day that will probably help us clarify how good we feel about them.
Hey, I wanted to get back to kind of a version of Bump's question because I was wondering the same kind of like, hey, what's a good season look like for Cal right now, especially when we're all expecting regression. But I wanted to ask about Cal defensively. Like the one knock that was coming out about Cal is that he didn't have like a platinum glove type year at catcher, which is pretty much the only thing people could say about him. Is there a world, Jordan, where like, yeah, that home run total isn't near what it was, but that we see a defensive step forward or maybe another step forward with leadership, and to you that looks like growth?
Yeah, I mean, from a leadership standpoint, I mean, he's the guy now. So there's really no doubt about that. I'm glad you bring up the defense. I'm not sure if he's talked about this yet this spring, but I remember very vividly in the postseason last year when it was announced that he wasn't the Gold Glove finalist. And again, it was obviously not very important when you're in the middle of the ALCS, but I remember him saying like, yeah, I noticed. Like, we're gonna go work on some stuff. I think he acknowledged there were some parts of his defensive game that could certainly be improved. And I mean, that's where I think, especially when you're a catcher, like if you polish that stuff up, that's where your WAR is going to benefit like significantly, and that's really where he could maybe remain in the MVP race. I mean, that's the other thing when we think about like what is he able to repeat. That is something that, even if he hits 45 home runs, I think it's very plausible that in tandem with, again, more of a platinum glove type season could get him back in the mix as someone that is now considered one of the best players in baseball. I mean, he was getting down ballot MVP votes even before last season, partially because of that. So I do wonder if that, maybe more of a balanced game could help him stay, in that conversation.
All right. Well, you are making the rounds at spring training. What should listeners have their eye out open for?
Oh my gosh, they've been all over the place. Was at Guardians this morning. Was over at Royals. Going to hit Dodgers. Giants. The Giants are so interesting. I don't know how much Mariners fans would care about the Giants, but I do think that I've got a lot of stuff coming out from that, and obviously Baseball Barbecast, very exciting. Starting back up 3 times a week after our 2 times a week all off season.
Nice.
3 times a week resuming next week. So back to our Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. Very excited to be talking ball leading up to the season.
All right, Baseball Barbecast, go rate, review, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed certainly for the start of the season. He is Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman. Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, guys.
What's next for the Seahawks after a Super Bowl win? Dan Graziano joins us next.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com. We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners.
Holy smokes.
Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Spring and summer, it's right around the corner. So if you haven't called PCF about getting started on your new deck, well, right now is the time. With a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long. And right now, you can get up to $6,000 off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Save an additional $1,500 when you bundle your deck and patio cover. Some restrictions do apply, but do what we did. Contact PCF for all the details and start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build by the spring. Planning and permits, they can take a little time, so please don't wait. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
That same Louisiana flavor y'all love about our chicken?
It's flawless.
Yeah, we did that to crispy Alaskan flounder and butterfly shrimp, too. We just couldn't help ourselves. And we didn't stop there. You can add lemon pepper or garlic Parmesan rub to that shrimp. Now, we only do seafood every so often, so you know what to expect.
Popeye's can't miss.
That's right. The seafood menu is back.
This is real fish.
At participating restaurants.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. BABBEL.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The John Schneider Show returns to Seattle Sports this year. The first episode of a new season airs tomorrow at 4 p.m. Every episode will be available on demand through the Seattle Sports app, on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel, the Wyman and Bob podcast, and on seattlesports.com.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. NFL insider for ESPN, Dan Graziano, joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Dan, how's it going?
Going great. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Still reveling in a Super Bowl win, but now we're diving into the offseason and realizing, oh my God, we have contracts to talk about. We have free agents and trades and all kinds of decisions. And I am going to start with asking you, an NFL insider, if you're hearing anything on Ken Walker, either whether or not the team would be interested in franchise tagging or transitioning tagging him, or what contract you think he could command as a free agent.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Adam Schefter reported this morning that they're not planning to tag him. And obviously that's the sense I'm getting. I mean, it's Adam, so we can go with that. The interesting thing will be to see if they can get a deal done with him. The free agent market for running backs has some intriguing, somewhat youngish names on it. Breece Hall with the Jets, Travis Etienne with the Jaguars, Tyler Algier, who's probably going to be looking to start somewhere after a couple of years backing up Bijan Robinson in Atlanta. So that's kind of the competition. When you look at what a contract would cost, I kind of start as a baseline with what Kyron Williams got from the Rams last year, about $11 million a year for 3 years. I think that's probably where these backs they'll probably try and top that and get as close as possible to that, the $14 million that Jonathan Taylor makes. Will Seattle be willing to do that for Ken Walker? It remains to be seen. I think that there's certainly a price that they have in mind for running back, and especially one that was used in a committee this year. I know he's coming off Super Bowl MVP, and that's obviously a huge feather in his cap, and that's paid off in the past for guys who hit free agency right after. But you look at the year, like he's kind of thrived in this sort of two-back setup with Charbonnet, and I think, if you're Seattle, you're trying to sell him on like, hey, we got something special here. We were able to keep you healthy, et cetera, et cetera. So I think they'll try and get a deal done with him. But if not, he goes onto the market with those other backs, and that depends on whose eye he ends up being the apple of.
And then, as you know, Kubiak's over there in Las Vegas, so obviously we're paying attention to what's going on there. Max Crosby has been a topic all year, his health, and now there's rumors that he wants out of there, and the asking price seems a bit high if you are the Raiders. What do you make of that situation? Do you see Max Crosby leaving, and what do you think about the asking price, the rumored asking price that the Raiders are wanting?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. That was 2 first-round picks and a player. I think, Max Crosby, the asking price should be high. Remember, with Micah, the Packers then had to sign him to a massive contract extension, whereas Crosby's already signed. You only have to pay him, I say only, right around $30 million a year for the next 2 years. Would he want more? Maybe, but you don't have to worry about that just yet. That's a pretty affordable price for a 28-year-old impact pass rusher. So I think the price should be high. One of the questions is whether Max Crosby wants out. If he does, new head coach, kind of a turnover, rebuild situation with the Raiders. My guess is they can get him what he wants, but they should demand a lot because I think he's worth a lot. So if you're asking me specifically about Seattle, it feels like kind of far-fetched considering all the other business they have to do, particularly on defense and the free agents they have and the extensions they need to do. But yeah, I mean, I guess it never hurts to ask. I think if the Raiders let it be known that Max Crosby's available, we get to Indianapolis next week for the Combine. There's a pretty long line out of the door to the Raiders suite with teams wanting to talk about a Max Crosby trade.
We have gone very quickly from Seahawks fans going, oh my God, we love JSN, to, oh my God, JSN could be so expensive. This is really intimidating suddenly. What kind of contract do you think the Seahawks could be looking at for an extension? And I hate to ask a two-barrel question, but I have to ask you what Seahawks fans are nervous about. Does suddenly spending so much on those guys like JSN, like Devin Witherspoon, make it that much harder to get back to a Super Bowl?
I mean, not having them would make it even harder. Right. So I think the Seahawks have managed their cap well. I mean, they rank pretty high in terms of available projected cap space this offseason. Obviously, they're getting a huge break at the quarterback position. They're not paying, $55 million a year like some teams are for their quarterback, and they like him. So they have some flexibility. I think what you'll see from the Seahawks is a clear definition of who are our core players, our building block players that we want here for a long time. And those two guys fit that description. They play premium positions. John Schneider and his front office are smart, and they've known that these guys were going to be coming up for extensions. So teams manage their cap in 2 or 3 year increments. So the Seahawks have set it up. So like, yeah, if we have to do a JSN extension, a Devin Witherspoon extension after 2025, this is roughly where we feel like it'll land, and it'll fit into our budget. They have some leverage because they have fifth-year option on both guys, so they know they're going to be there at least through 27. But the contract for JSN, Jamar Chase got over $40 million a year, but then the second highest paid guy is Justin Jefferson at 35. If you're Seattle, you're trying to find some middle ground there. Like, you don't necessarily want to push the top of the market up beyond where Chase is. You say, like, he got a huge deal, but there's certainly a place to slot your guy in between Jefferson and Chase. If you're JSN, you're thinking, I had a better year than all of them, so I should make the most. So that's where the negotiation comes down. I know around the league, people are really watching to see what happens to the top of this wide receiver market. And if guys like JSN and Puka Nacua can get more than Jamar Chase got from the Bengals, if the top end of that wide receiver market keeps going up, or if Chase represents some sort of leveling off and the next few high-end contracts come in sort of just behind him. But, I mean, if you think you're going to get JSN to stay for less than, 37, 38 million a year, I think that's pretty far-fetched. Fortunately for Seattle fans, the front office is well aware of what these guys cost.
Speaking of receivers, Tyreek Hill has been released by the Dolphins. What's his value in this league, and have you heard of any interest from teams?
I think teams are going to need to see him healthy first. The injury he suffered, yes, torn ACL, but also other ligaments, a dislocated kneecap. It was a very extensive injury. A player who's going to turn 32 years old in a couple of weeks, March 1st. His game was always predicated on speed. So like even if he makes a full recovery, what does that mean at this point in his career? Is he going to be the same kind of player? So sure, you could see a team take a flyer and sign him to a low-cost, high-incentive deal. But if you're Tyreek and if you're the interested teams, I think you want to see things play out a little bit. He even intimated online yesterday that he needs another surgery. So it may be a while before we see him find a new home, a landing spot, because I think teams are going to want to know a little bit about what they're getting before they go in and sign him. Think about, not that it's the same exact injury, but think about, like, it took Stephon Diggs' market a little while to appear last off season, and he ends up in New England. He was coming off an injury as well. So I think when you add in that Tyreek is an older player and the injury is possibly more significant, you might see a little bit more time pass before we have a real sense of what his market is.
Hey, this really doesn't have anything to do with Seattle other than being in the same division, but I'm really curious to see if there's a team that tries to rebuild using Kyler Murray, who looked like a former number 1 overall pick. I know there are some questions. I'm wondering if the Vikings are a fit. Do you see him finding, a resurgence with a new team, or is it just kind of like best of luck to you? I guess what I'm asking, Dan, do you think there's a time next year when we're going like, good for them for getting Kyler Murray?
It's possible. Look, the situation matters. As you know, you mentioned Minnesota. That's been a good situation for really any quarterback that's gone there under Kevin O'Connell, other than J.J. McCarthy. So I do think they'll bring in some competition for McCarthy, somebody that might be able to maybe even beat him out the way Daniel Jones did with Anthony Richardson last year in Indianapolis. So Kyler Murray, sure. I mean, I think if you're a quarterback, that's Minnesota, San Francisco, that's where you want to go to kind of rehabilitate your career. Obviously, we're talking about Sam Darnold a lot, and those were his stops before getting to Seattle. So I think Kyler Murray will be of interest to teams. Arizona is hoping they can trade him. He's got $37 million coming this year, and if he's on your roster in the middle of March, another 19.5 for 2027 becomes guaranteed. So unless Arizona is willing to pay a huge chunk of that contract, I don't know that they're going to be able to trade him. But if they end up cutting him and you can sign him for nothing, then I think Kyler Murray becomes very intriguing as a former number 1 pick who's got some talent and some sort of unique ability for a team that's looking for a quarterback and may think it has the coaching infrastructure to get the most out of him.
Feels like a weird year when it comes to this quarterbacks, the guys coming in from college and the guys available in free agency, the trades or whatnot. But Malik Willis is a name that keeps popping up. He had some great starts this year. What are you hearing about Malik? And if you had to guess, where do you think he's going?
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think the easy answer on Malik Willis is probably Miami, because it's Green Bay guys running that organization. The new GM and head coach come from Green Bay, where Willis played the last couple of years. But Miami's going to have problems cap-wise if they're moving on from Tua Tagovailoa. That's a $99 million dead cap hit. that they're going to have to work around. They may not be able to outbid teams for Malik Willis. Pittsburgh is a team I think that's going to be looking for a starter if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back. The Jets are always looking. Arizona, if they move on from Kyler Murray. I mean, it's a little early to have a sense of who's going to be into Malik Willis. It's kind of a unique case because we've seen him play well over the last couple of years. We haven't seen him play much. So, what are you getting? What's the price? And what are your expectations in terms of how you build out the rest of your quarterback room around him? So I think he'll be the most intriguing free agent unless Daniel Jones were to hit the market. But in terms of where he lands, I think we're a little early in terms of our ability to predict that.
I've spent countless hours of my life listening to people talk about whether A.J. Brown will be traded, and yet here I am asking you about it. Obviously, Seattle, not a pick there to acquire A.J., but anything that affects the Eagles is something that affects the rest of the NFC, so we have our eyes on it. Do you see a world where A.J. Brown is traded this offseason?
Oh, definitely. I think there's a world where that happens. I mean, the Eagles are very... they're very methodical about the way they do things. If there's a calculus where they benefit by trading A.J. Brown, they'll certainly consider doing it. If that means he wants out, if that means they're sick of his act, if that means somebody's offering enough to justify it and they feel like they can replace his production with a different deal, I do think there are situations where he ends up not being in Philadelphia. Only $29 million next year for the acquiring team, which is, as we've discussed, pretty good price for these days for a top-end wide receiver. So the Eagles, they like him. They like having him on the team. He's been a good player for them, even with everything that went on last year. So I don't know that they're there yet in terms of, we've got to take calls on this guy. We've got to move him. I think they'll wait and see what the offers are and what the rest of their offseason business looks like. If they feel like they can get a number one wide receiver in the draft or through some other trade, then maybe that makes it more likely. But, yes, to answer your question, I think there's definitely – a possibility that A.J. Brown is on another team next year.
Oh, man, what do you think the future is with Russell Wilson? My co-host Stacy has been rooting for him all year long.
That's not true. Dan, I made a bet and I lost. I didn't think Aaron Rodgers would sign anywhere, so I bet Michael, I bet Bump that Russell Wilson would have better numbers. I obviously lost the bet. But
yeah.
What do you think the future holds for Russell?
It's tough with Russell. I mean, who's going to bring him in and start him at this point after the way it went last year in New York, the way it went the year before in Pittsburgh, the way it went the 2 years before that in Denver? I know Russell loves playing football and wants to keep doing it and doesn't want to go out the way he did with the Giants. But I think unless you're bringing him in as part of something, right, like maybe a competition, it's probably going to be tough for Russell to walk in somewhere and be the starter right away. Now, I will say I might have said something similar last year, and the Giants did it. He only started 3 games. But I think at this point in his career, if people are looking at Russell Wilson, it's probably as part of a bigger quarterback plan where you go into training camp with a few possibilities, a few different options. Remember when Pittsburgh got him 2 years ago, Mike Tomlin right away in March was saying he's the starter, even though it wasn't obvious to everyone else that he should be, given the way Denver had gone. So I think we're past those days where in order to sign him, you have to promise him he's going to be the starter. But it is a thin market, and he does have experience. So again, this quarterback evaluation process very subjective. And if somebody out there thinks he's the guy, I just don't know what evidence there is over the last 4 or 5 years to indicate that.
He is NFL insider for ESPN, Dan Graziano. Dan, you are a very busy person, so we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Have a good one. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra,
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Seahawks have announced they are officially up for sale. What's the real headline?
Interesting to see Jeff Bezos on this side of a lightning deal.
Just get it right. Just get it right.
What makes for a good owner or a bad owner in the NFL?
A good owner. Don't do football. Do business. Do numbers. Whatever you owners do. I don't own a football team. I don't know if you knew that. I don't have billions in my bank account. Let the football people do football things. The owner do owner things. And keep the good times rolling over here.
Yeah, I think to your point, I think a bad owner is one that meddles too much and then makes decisions that are clear. Like you fall in love with a quarterback, but you're not a scout and you're not anything,
Right.
and then you force the Bears to draft Mitch Trubisky. Or maybe you, have your sons who play Madden say, like, what player you should trade or move on from. Like, just take a step back.
Take a step back.
And, I agree with you. I think that's all I care about. That's all fans care about. And the team isn't being relocated. I keep seeing those questions. It's not going anywhere.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Seahawks are reportedly hiring former Northern Illinois head football coach Thomas Hammock to be their running backs coach. What's the real headline?
Forget trying to keep free agents. Mike McDonald has to worry about keeping coaches in the building, too.
Price to pay when you win. Coach has been around the block, man. He coached Adrian Peterson. Had some good years over there with the Vikings. Had a couple good years with the Ravens. Head coach at Northern Illinois. He's a football guy. He's experienced. And it's backs, man. Especially if you get K9 back. That's going to make his job that much easier. And obviously, Zach Charbonnet is going to be back as well. Listen, man, there are going to be some names thrown out there that join this roster that all I know is what I know them on paper. And on paper, he looks like a good candidate. And Mike, we trust. If he wants to hire that man, he has my full support.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, ESPN's Matt Bowen says soon-to-be free agent corner Reek Woolen is a great fit for the New York Jets. What's the real headline?
That's actually the worst compliment anyone could receive. That doesn't make anyone feel better. I mean, maybe he would be a good fit for the Jets, who could use some defensive back help, but
Anybody who's been in this league the last 2 years is a good fit for the Jets. Because they got lots of problems going on over there. Reek Woolen, I think, is going to be gone. He's going to get his bag. He deserves it. But at what cost? Right? Do you want that bag going to the Jets? He's already won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's done almost everything there is to do in this sport, and he's still young. So I think at this point, he probably will go to the highest bidder. And if it's the Jets, he will be in green.
Do you know which team Matt Bowen said would be a great fit for Ken Walker?
For K9?
Yeah.
Is it in our conference?
Uh-huh.
It is in our conference. It's not in our division, is it?
Mm-hmm.
It is in our division?
Oh, no.
The Niners.
The Seahawks.
Oh, my gosh.
But he did. I'm curious about your opinion about that.
Walked right
He said
into
that
it. Like, I walked through 2 doors.
He said he said that the Seahawks would be the best free agent fit for both Rashid Shaheed and Ken Walker.
That's nice. So, of course, fit, yeah. Money-wise, that's different. People go where they are not a good fit for the money.
I always think, though, it's an interesting place to be when, because you want to go where you get the most money. I completely understand. I would never begrudge anyone for doing that. But it is interesting when you think about a player being best for that team compared to all other free agents at his position, and that team being best for that player. And it's like, if you guys can agree on a sum, it may not be the greatest.
Yeah.
It's actually the best fit for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just an interesting angle to take from Matt Bowen. So.
Yeah.
And you led me to it. I appreciate that. It ended up working out. It was pretty sweet.
It was pretty sweet.
I felt really smart.
For who?
Really smart. For me. No, but I couldn't find, he didn't have anyone else that he loved to Seattle, but I think in part, Bump, he sees this as a pretty complete team. I mean, this is not a team where I look at it, you'd love to add, a little more pass rush, another corner, obviously, if Reek goes on, just for depth. But this is not a team lacking in much of anything.
No, not lacking. Like, you have guys, you have backups at certain spots, but fill in the voids. I'm still looking at linebacker. I think you need another linebacker. You're thin right there. Tyrese Knight, Drake Thomas, Ernest Jones, like an interior linebacker. On the edges, you can use a guy or two. We'll see what Boye Mafe does.
Yeah.
It's really like you're waiting to react to what's out there. You're talking to agents and seeing where their client's mind is. Okay, how do we pivot? How do we make sure we're good at that position? So there'll have to be some moves made. But I don't look at the roster right now and think, oh, we're so bad at this area.
How do you feel about wide receiver?
I think Horton's going to be back.
Yeah.
I think hopefully Rashid is back. You still got Ricky White who's been on the practice squad. Yeah. I'm not sure how much he's been improving or not. I think you probably still hit the draft and grab yourself a wideout, though.
Who's the best Seahawk of all time? Fox Sports made some controversial picks next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
12s, you sure know how to turn up.
It is parade day today.
Yeah, 12s!
We talk about 12 as one. Look at all the 12s in this stadium right here. See how powerful this is?
We had one goal, and that was to bring this home to the best fans in the world. This is for y'all. Love.
The celebration continues.
I love this city.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
It's WFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship, April 25th. At Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel? You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. The championship trophy is back in Seattle where it belongs. The big game is in the rear view, and the next big moment is going to be baseball's opening day. Well, why don't you make a commitment right now to look and feel your very best by then? People all over the Northwest could lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds just by the start of baseball season. And it starts by calling Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. A 15-minute phone call is all it takes to get started. I did this program. I lost 10 pounds in the first week. I lost about 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with all those New Year's resolutioners. No pills, no injections, no fake bland box meals or anything like that. Just real food that you buy at the grocery store with delicious recipes, great coaching, support, and accountability. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Who's the best Seattle Seahawk of all time? Of all time. Now I'm going to tell you the list that Fox Sports put together. I'm not saying you're going to love it. But if you were just to think of your own answer.
Some people are going to be mad.
I know. Now I know you know the answer. But what would your answer be before seeing anything? Best Seattle Seahawks of all time. Walter Jones.
My man played X amount of years, only had like 8 or 9 penalties, only gave up so many sacks.
Yep.
I got to go Big Walt.
Curtis?
Yeah, Big Walt, Steve Largent. Those are probably 1 and 2.
Well, look, Steve Largent and Walter Jones are 2 and 3.
Oh. So like Bobby Wagner, number 1?
Russell Wilson, number 1. Now, listen. It's a quarterback. Okay? It's a quarterback. I would say this is just top 10 Seahawks. If you want to say, like, the top 10 most talented Seahawks, I don't know that that's what I would have. Top 10 most important, most relevant.
Sure, I think Russ is definitely one of the most important Seahawks of all time.
Number
Best
1
of all time?
Not only that, but Sam Darnold coming in at number 10. No JSN so far.
Sam Darnold wasn't even the best Seahawk on his own team. His 1 season in Seattle.
Bump your thoughts on this list.
Sam Darnold's 10 because he's a quarterback who won a Super Bowl for the franchise. So you know how they feel about these quarterbacks. Sam, love you, but I would put Cam or Earl on that list before I put Sam Darnold on that list. Hey, no disrespect to Sam, appreciate you. I think that the names that are on it minus Sam are good. I think the order could be shuffled a little bit. I think you go Walt Jones, Steve Largent, Bobby, then Russell. But you're a quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback. And Sean Alexander's the only one who's won an MVP.
5th?
He's the only one who won an MVP.
Kennedy?
Oh, Bobby Wagner 4th.
Yeah, this is
Bobby, I think, is in the right spot.
Yeah.
Like,
Bobby could be 4-5.
Yeah, he's.
I think Sherm's I'm cool with Sherm, Easley, Lynch being there.
Yeah.
In that order.
Cortez, I think, should be higher than Sean Alexander.
Cortez, they weren't even counting all his sacks. You know what I mean?
Like, he was a Defensive Player of the Year on a team that won 2 games.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions, they have Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, unsurprisingly, Tyler Lockett, Matt Hasselbeck, Steve Hutchinson.
No DK honorable? No DK?
Or Doug?
No.
Fresh.
I mean, it's kind of like when we were talking about the top 50 list that the Seahawks made, is there's so many great Seahawks you'd want included that there are some where you go, well, this guy. Like, that's a good thing to have.
50's way easier than 10.
Russell Wilson, by virtue of being a quarterback, I think makes this list.
Yeah, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah.
And he did toss, 40 touchdowns 1 year or something like that, or close to it.
At the time, set a couple franchise records.
Yeah.
You know what's
broke
nuts?
Several of Hasselbeck's.
Looking back at that top 50 Seahawks list of all time, in 1 season since that list was unveiled, you can now make a case for JSN and now make a case for Sam Darnold.
Good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Fox Sports' latest top 10 Seahawks of all time. Moving on, staying with the NFC West, though. The 49ers are already traveling to Australia. Is it Melbourne or Melbourne?
I think the American accent is Melbourne. The Australian
Australia.
accent is Melbourne.
Melbourne, Australia to start their season. So what's one more international game in 2026? The NFL announced they will be the home team for a game in Mexico City later in the season.
Why can't I get 2 international games?
I knew you'd be jealous.
We smack them twice, and they get to go to Melbourne and Mexico City? Come on, man.
Sorry.
You know why they're going to Mexico, though? Because Fred Warner. That's why. Fred Warner.
Sorry.
That's jacked up, man. Give me one game. Send me back to Germany, man. The people in Germany love
As
us.
I read the headline and I could see you I was like, I know what's coming.
This is
He's
some
going to say,
bullcorn,
what's
man.
going on?
They tend to send teams from like Texas, California, Arizona to the Mexico City games. But yeah, 2 international games in 1 year.
It's too much.
Crazy.
Not fair. How much offense will Travis Hunter play in 2026? From the sounds of it, Hunter will be playing more cornerback next season. This, according to NFL Network's Cameron Wolfe.
Travis Hunter is expected to be 100% full go by week 1. He had surgery on the LCL in his knee. He will play both sides again in 2026. The big change may come in the usage. From what I understand, they plan to play him as a full-time cornerback, a part-time receiver, which is a switch from last year when he played more than double of his snaps at receiver than cornerback. I hear fantasy football fans groaning. They think Travis Hunter can be elite at cornerback and still be an impact player on offense. They also have Monteric Brown and Greg Newsome, cornerbacks, about to be free agents. They're expected to let at least one of those cornerbacks walk in free agency so Travis Hunter can have that starting spot there. So still a huge impact player for the Jags, just different than what it looked like his rookie season.
I'm still wondering what Travis Hunter fully realized looks like in the NFL.
Yeah, I think at wideout, he's not technical enough. Like a wideout, you got to understand leverage, how to move people, and have like a real plan. He's one of the most athletic people in the league, and those guys typically play defense because now you're able to fly around and go off a straight instinct. There's still some technique to the whole thing. But it makes sense to me that they would play him more at corner than at receiver, just because of his raw athletic ability.
What's the Seahawks' plan for Ken Walker if they don't franchise tag him? ESPN's Jeremy Fowler says the two sides will likely meet at the Combine to see if something can get done.
That franchise tag number of $14.5 million is a little rich for this franchise and how they view that position. They'd rather allocate those resources elsewhere. Transition tag is a little less at a little under $12 million, but still a little rich for them. So they're going to try to re-sign Rashid Shaheed, wide receiver, the speedy former Saints receiver they got via trade. They'll try to keep him, but he will have suitors. They have other players like defensive back Kobe Bryant that they could try to keep. So my sense is they'll at least meet with Walker at the NFL Combine and his representatives next week in Indianapolis. See if they can hammer out a deal that makes sense for both sides to keep him there. If not, he's going to have a robust market elsewhere.
Absolutely a robust market elsewhere, in which case I would love to see the Seahawks replace him with a free agent signing of their own at running back.
You got to try to keep K9. I understand the money when it comes into a franchise, 14, transition, 12. The Hawks are more of like a 8, 9, 10 type of team. And then you look at who else they have to sign. JSN Still, Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, unless you are a top 5 running back in this league, teams are going to look at you differently. The Hawks are not an exception to the rule. Somebody's going to pay K9. I'm preparing myself mentally, physically, emotionally to not have K9 on this team.
Spiritually. It is really interesting. We talked about this with, God, who were we just talking to the other day? Not Dan, was it? Maybe it was Dan, who was talking about, and it's a point that you've made as well, that Ken Walker's value is really best as part of like a 2-back kind of offense. Like you're sharing that workload, but that the tape that he put out there in the last month of the season is going to lead to a contract that isn't necessarily what you're looking for from him.
Yeah.
So it's like the Seahawks don't want to pay him to be the primary ball carrier because they're going to have to lean on 2 guys.
Yep. Their system is more of a 2-back type of deal.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Whereas like his agent's going to be like, can we get that Jonathan Taylor money?
Right.
Like Super Bowl MVP we're talking about.
Exactly. I bet, man, when he got that award, his agent was like, yes, let's go.
His agent starts calling people like, I'm putting in another pool. The Chiefs restructured Patrick Mahomes' 2026 salary, creating $43 million in cap space and lowering his cap number to around $35 million. You have your eyes on some wide receiver fits that I don't want to spoil.
Who we talking about? I'm sorry.
Patrick Mahomes restructuring
Mahomes, yeah,
that deal.
restructuring that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hill should be there. You should take a look at Evans. They're missing, like they have receivers over there. Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice. But something's missing with that offense. That's why we bring back Bieniemy so he can help with that whole deal. Yeah, man, they're making moves, and we knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to keep the cap hit them Holmes has created.
Future Hall of Famer Mike Evans is slated to become a free agent for the first time in his career. Crazy. Where could he end up? ESPN's Dan Graziano shared a few landing spots he thinks are possibilities.
So the question is for which team? He's always been a Buccaneer. They have a very strong relationship, player and team there. He was able to get an extension done a couple of years ago when it looked like he might head to free agency. And think about last year, Chris Godwin, his fellow Buccaneers wide receiver, turned down larger offers from other teams, including the Patriots, to re-sign with the Bucs. So they got something special going there with their wide receivers. I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to bring Mike Evans back now that they know he wants to play again in 2026.
Don't bring him back.
That's what he thinks.
I mean, look, it's familiar, it's safe, but if I'm Mike Evans, one of the greatest receivers to do this, I'm chasing a ring at this point. You are not going to get it with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It sure seems like the NFC Championship game was a bigger game than the Super Bowl, and Nick Manwari agrees. He talked about it on Richard Sherman's podcast.
We were just focused. Like, I was just like, it was just a different feeling like that. Like you said, no disrespect to the Patriots or nothing like that. I don't want to, take nothing away from them. But that game was like, that felt like, that game was like legit. You know how it is with the rivalries, like the Rams, they come in, like Stafford, you're a hell of a quarterback. McVay got a hell of a plan. But that game was definitely different. It was a different type of game. It was live.
Yeah, we all knew that.
I know.
We felt the winner of that game was going to win the Super Bowl.
Speaking of winning the Super Bowl, as a result, the Seahawks have lost a few coaches. We have a listener request to kind of wrap up all the coaching moves and talk about what it means for a potential loss of momentum. That's coming up next.
It's why we bake in the sun, out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. Come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s.
And the party begins. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
Soak it in.
They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Dave Wyman here, joined by Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife to talk about prostate cancer treatments. Dr. Landis, how does Cyberknife compare to surgery?
Patients who have surgery often do have to be hospitalized for a few days and have to take time off of work. They can have a catheter, they have a wound that's healing. Whereas with Cyberknife, patients often don't have to take a break from work at all.
And Cyberknife is an outpatient, non-invasive treatment?
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days total, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. What do patients say after treatment?
They tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today, pay you right up front, but it gets even better because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. I'm here with my friend Mark Clymer from Wayscar Ford in Auburn. So, Mark, it's been a few years since you started offering this. How's it going?
I got to tell you, customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their vehicle up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is when we resell that vehicle, they're getting 50% of the profit.
That 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. Why do you think it's working so well?
Let's face it, it's Thunderdome out there with all the auto theft, the identity theft, and the other scams going on today. Less and less people are comfortable trying to sell their car themselves. So we offer them a way to get a lot more money for their car without having to go through all the hassle of trying to sell it themselves.
And it's only at Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. WayscarFord.com.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15 minutes, seeing where the Mariners stack up in MLB and the American League. And before we get to that, a final look at some of these Seahawks coaching moves. With so many, we had a listener request, hey, can you just wrap all of them up and then just talk about whether or not it affects momentum? Can you concentrate all the moves in one place and just tell me what I need to know? Yes,
Uncle Momo.
we can. So here we go. Out are Clint Kubiak, now the Raiders head coach, and Andrew Janocko, previously your quarterback's coach, who's now the Raiders OC. Rick Dennison also became the Raiders run game coordinator. In, Brian Fleury, your new OC, former Patriots tight end coach and run game coordinator. Zach Orr and Daniel Stern are both coming from Baltimore's coaching staff. Zach Orr took over as DC after McDonald left. Obviously, coaching changes over there, so now he's coming to Seattle to join McDonald's staff as your interior linebackers coach. Daniel Stern, TBD, he was on the offensive coaching staff in Baltimore, and he's going to be on the offensive coaching staff here. Thomas Hammock is coming from the college ranks as your running back coach. So those are the new names. What everyone's watching to see is whether they were initially watching to see whether John Benton, your O-line coach, what would happen with him. Carl Scott staying here, obviously. So a listener says, Bump, I'm just curious. Will the Seahawks lose any momentum from these changes? There are so many.
It's a possibility. I think there could be some growing pains during this whole thing. It'd be nice if Brian Fleury hops right in and is as successful as Clint Kubiak was his first, 4 or 5 games. First game wasn't the greatest, lost to the Niners, but you start to figure some things out after that. There definitely could be. It doesn't mean losing momentum doesn't mean that you're not a good football team. It just means that there is a acclimation period that needs to happen. You need to figure out who your team is. How do you want to call games? Brian Fleury has never been an OC before. This is something new to him. What don't you like? What do you like? Who's available? Like there's an adjustment period that is definitely going to happen. I'd be surprised if, we saw with Kubiak, first game comes out with, they score like 7 points, something like that. What was it?
Yeah, it's 13.
Yeah, so it's like it wasn't just smooth sailing with Kubiak to start the season. And then when you just look at the schedule that the Seahawks had to start that season, a softer landing with the Steelers after that, a softer landing with the Saints, a really soft landing with the Cardinals, even though they almost beat you, and then things pick up again. So I think it's how the season or the schedule is constructed. But no, I don't expect them to come out and just look like the team that we saw when Sam Darnold in the run game was at his peak.
I think the only thing giving me pause, it's not because he can't be a great mind and wasn't clearly a valuable part of Shanahan's coaching staff, is Brian Fleury's lack of play calling experience. Clint Kubiak, it was his first time with Seattle, but he had been an OC in 2 separate seasons with 2 separate teams and had shown a lot of potential in the first couple weeks with the Saints before they got a ton of injuries and just couldn't hang in there. Brian Fleury doesn't have play calling experience, game planning experience, not play calling experience. So in terms of momentum, yeah, that's one thing that could hold it up. You're going from a guy who has experience there to someone who doesn't. But you're getting a lot of reinforcements for your run game. Yeah. And that's something that you can help carry that momentum, right? You didn't get that going until about midway through your season, maybe the last month and a half of the season. So that's something that potentially momentum could carry into the season.
I just like that Fleury is a tight end guy and a defensive guy at the same time. Because tight end, you understand pass pro, you understand the run game and pass concepts because tight ends do all that stuff. And then being on the defensive side of the ball, you understand how and why teams are doing things in a different way. One of the best things I ever did as a coach was coach defense, was because now I'm listening to my DC. I'm listening to what he likes, what he doesn't like. I'm listening to the why. And once you understand the why, it gives you a better idea on how to attack a defense. So I think that's something else that stood out to Mike McDonald when it comes to Fleury, was that he was an LB guy. He has worked with the tight end in 7 years under Shanahan. You got to learn something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think it's hard to it sounds like a cop-out kind of answer, but that's our best guess as to, hey, here's what could stall momentum, here's what's good news for momentum. Bump really liking the background there with Fleury, but I think the most important thing for this team to do is try to get as much personnel returning as possible and try to continue to develop young players so that they can continue to grow. A full season of Torrey Horton, right? Nick Emanwari building on his first year. A full season of Riley Mills. Continuing development for guys that were year 2 guys, year 3 guys. That's, I think, what is going to matter even more than these coaching changes.
Yeah, I think it's all equal, because you talk about the development of these coaches or these players. Who's going to play hand in the development? These coaches that you just hired, right? Zach Orr, get them linebackers right. Thomas Hammett, get them running backs right. Fleury, you are the OC, right? You have to teach your philosophy and your language to your coaches so they can develop. So they got to grow together, honestly. End of the day, though, you still got Mike McDonald, and he's the guy who's leading this charge. So I feel confident that it's still going to happen. But everybody needs to grow. First-time OC, Zach Orr was a defensive coordinator, taking a step back, coaching inside linebackers now. There's a transition all across this roster.
Yeah, I think that's also the cost of winning. Now, having the team sold isn't a cost of winning. That's just something that was going to happen no matter what. And you happen to just win a Super Bowl when it's set to be sold. So that's what it is. But I agree with you, Bump. If you were going to have someone that seems singularly focused on one thing at the helm, being Mike McDonald, I think that lends itself to building up a culture of players that are focused on that. Forget the outside noise, forget a team being sold and getting to know a new owner, if that matters at all. New coaches who are there to win too. This team has one goal and one focus, and they're going to be hungry for it once the season starts.
Yeah, they are. They should be. There should be a different type of confidence with this team, even though you do have new coaches coming in. but your personnel, for the most part, the pillars on this team are going to be the same. We know Ernest is going to be here, Leo, Sam, JSN, AJ, Jay Reed. Like, these guys are still going to be here. There's going to be some turnover on this roster, but leadership shouldn't change that much. So whether K9 is here or not, whether Rashid Shaheed is here or not, obviously you want those guys back. They make your team better. The leadership is what matters, the approach to this whole thing, because now you have that Super Bowl pedigree, and you know what it takes and what it looks like and what it feels like. So whoever hops on is just going to fall in line and say, these guys know what they're doing.
And credit to a listener who points out, this is not Sam Darnold's first time with a new OC,
right?
Partly a new coaching staff. This guy's bounced around to a couple different teams. This is familiar territory in terms of having new people in the building. I think he'll be fine. Coming up next, where the Mariners stack up in MLB and the American League on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com. We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners.
Holy smokes.
Seattle Sports.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there. It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-917-5151. 800-917-5151. 800-917-5151.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
I cannot answer that.
Many professions are using it, and allegedly some are even being taken over by it. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know police are leveraging AI, whether it's analyzing body cam footage, reading license plates, or even facial recognition. AI has become a helpful tool, enabling officers to work more efficiently. And efficiency for them means more people getting pulled over. You can't chat GPT your way out of a high BAC. Getting legal advice from AI is no substitute for an attorney. Use AI correctly, or it can result in trouble, like a self-driving car taking you home from a bar.
You have reached your destination.
So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. If you get pulled over for DUI, the only thing you need your smart device to do is call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seahawks are officially for sale. The team isn't relocating. This was something that had been planned for years, as outlined by the late Paul Allen's directive to sell his sports holdings and donate the proceeds to charity. But that sale will officially begin now during the 2026 offseason. Who's a potential buyer? We're going to ask ESPN's Seth Wickersham, joining us at 1:30.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Bump, you've been looking around the AL West and you're not impressed. I'm just kidding. But you are feeling
It's a bunch of bums out there.
Stop it. You are feeling.
Are they even trying?
Even more confident in the Seattle Mariners. How do you think the Mariners stack up? I'll start with the division.
Curtis said this in his show email, and I'm with him. Like, winning the AL West is the standard this year. Mm-hmm. And you look at everything that's going on. The Astros are top-heavy with a couple big dogs, right? You still got Harder and Abreu. There's some arms that you could be worried about. Or Jordan, I almost called him Ordon. Jordan is over there. Pena had a great year. You're looking to see if he can back that up. What Cam Smith was a rookie that they pulled up who had their moments. You never sleep on the Astros. Don't get it twisted. But Framber's not there anymore. I feel like the Hawks going to transition to baseball, Michael. Transition to baseball.
When you have that many hours of radio.
Transition. The Mariners seem like a more complete team, right? You look at their lineup. Donovan being inserted to the top of that lineup is going to help tremendously. The rotation being healthy is gonna help. You picked up some relievers this offseason. Yeah. I just got Simpson, the lefty. Going to see how that works out for the Marlins. Like, I just look at the Mariners, and this roster seems more complete. And you might get some help from some youngsters. Yeah, we talked to Jordan. Mentioned Cole Young. You mentioned Cole Emerson. See what Montez, how he kind of develops. Those guys should get a bit more time with the squad, with the 16 to 18 guys at the WBC. It's almost lining up. I almost like the WBC going down because these young guys get to get some quality reps because you're going to depend on them eventually. Maybe sometime this year. Who knows? You look at the Rangers. Simeon's gone. Garcia's gone. They acquire Mackenzie Gore, the lefty, who's got some heat, got some control issues. They were supposed to be that offensive juggernaut last year with Seager and all them, and they kind of fell off. They flattened out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who we got? We got the A's. Young talent over there, and they play in a Mickey Mouse Park. You talk about Mickey Mouse Parks. That where are they? Sacramento, whatever that park is called over there. hitter friendly. And then the Angels are just a team who's here to drink beer and hang out.
Here to party.
It's here to party.
Who brought you?
So, right, who you know here?
Hey, yeah, how'd you get here?
So, yeah, I look at, and that's just surface level stuff, right? Clearly, I'm not in the farm system for the Astros like that, or the Angels, or anybody else. I focus on our team when it comes to that. But everything I read and everything that I listen to, people are saying the Mariners should win this thing. And then you open up the show talking about what they're picked third to win the World Series this year?
Yeah. And again, that was just from one sports book, but I wouldn't be surprised if you took the average of several sports books and they were around there, right? You look at, the Blue Jays obviously went to the World Series, so maybe you include them as like, okay, are they another American League team? The Yankees have the second highest odds, which obviously is a hit to the Blue Jays odds.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Seattle's set up with a better division.
Yeah.
Not in terms of great teams coming out of it, but in terms of they are fortunate to not be sharing a division with a lot of teams that are heavily favored there. And I don't know, man, they're just, like there are holes on the roster. It's hard to be the Dodgers. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. And then 29 other teams spend their offseason complaining about how, they have holes on the roster and they couldn't add someone. Like, it's almost silly at this point to go, like, to spend like the Dodgers or want to solve that. They're playing a different kind of baseball right now.
Differently.
In terms of how most teams are able to operate, I think they were able to answer a lot of questions. Bringing Josh Naylor back was huge, not just for what he brings as a player, but for what he brings in terms of culture. Think of that kind of indescribable competitiveness, really like got that dog in him. I know we overuse that, but like really got that dog in him kind of mentality that he brought to this team. It felt like at times like just like increasing a focus in the playoffs because he was hungry and very serious and very competitive. I like that now you get that for the first half of the season because I'm wondering how I'm going to watch this season differently. When the expectation is World Series, I don't want to hear every other day in April, it's April.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, when your expectation is that you get to and win a World Series, maybe your record isn't the end-all, be-all in April, and you don't have to be the best team on the planet, but you should look somewhat competitive or promising every month.
Yeah, you should be able to see it. Even when maybe you drop a couple of games, it doesn't feel like the world is over.
Yeah.
You understand.
And you will.
You're going to – man, who said it? What did Riz say? Riz said everyone's going to – and I might be wrong. This ain't verbatim. Every team's going to win 80 games. Now it's what you do after that, right? So that's the race. It's the race to 80, and then let's see if you can build off of that. And during that race, you just want to feel like you're competitive. I mean, we saw slumps where the Dodgers lost 6 in a row or something like that. It's going to happen. This is just, hate the phrase, it's just baseball, but that's just what it is. You play so many games, guys are going to be banged up, and rhythm's going to be off. But my main thing is just come out looking like a contender, please. Just look like a team that is super confident, because you should be, that is prepared. You got guys getting reps. The young guys are going to get reps because the older guys are going to be gone. I just look like a contender at all times, even when you do take the eventual L's.
Yeah, improve lineup against lefties. Obviously, adding some contact in your lead-up spot with Donovan and an answer at third base, plus some versatility there for an infield that might have some questions at second if your young guys don't develop. I don't have a lot of massive questions about this team. And I think that if your pitching can stay healthy, because it wasn't healthy last year, like that's a big part of why they never fully felt like the group they were in 24. And I don't know that they can be that group again. That's going to be really hard to do. But can you improve on last season? Because I think if they do and stay healthy, no reason why this team can't get to a World Series.
Like, how does this team look, right? You brought in Donovan for more contact, right? You want to be able to put the ball in play, drive runners in. The Mariners hit some of the most, top 5 when it comes to home runs during the regular season. Is that the team we have this year? I mean, you're not going to get that production from Cal. You did lose Polanco and Suarez, guys who were putting the ball out. This team might be a different approach this year when it comes to this team. I think you still have a few guys who can hit 25, 30 bombs out there and be competitive that way. But it feels like with the addition of Donovan that this team is being constructed the way that we thought it was being constructed, right? Because for the past couple of years, it was just put the ball in play and let's see what happens. All of a sudden you get hot and now you're a power team. So I'm interested to see how this team has matured. And maturity means they could be a contact team or they could continue to be the power team that puts it out of play. So that's the fun part about this, is that you're going to see young guys. You made some additions. You do have some subtractions. The subtractions make me believe that the power is going to be a bit different. But what type of team is it going to be this year? One thing we do know is that the rotation is going to be fire.
Yeah, and hopefully very healthy. I think they probably would have loved to add even more to the bullpen, but I still like what they did. I like your point, too, about maybe the WBC helps. And Jordan said it earlier when we talked to him, Jordan Shusterman. He was like, look, that age-old question we've had so far about Julio, which is why can't he get hot sooner? Maybe the WBC does. Maybe that counts as a month of baseball. I don't know. I know it's not a true month, but, maybe that helps him warm up. Like, he's kind of a guy that plays better as the season goes on. I know that we all worry about injury and the wear and tear, the early wear and tear that might, cause or whatever. But you're right, Bump. Maybe it does help a lot of these guys, except for the relievers. Let them sit. Be clubhouse guys.
Chill. Y'all can chill. That's what the quote was. Thank you. Who said that? One of our listeners. You win 60, you lose 60. What do you do with the other 60?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Thank you. I appreciate you. And the thing, too, is, like, can we stay healthy with our arms, man? That really hurt us, right? You still won the West. You still made a run into the playoffs, but there were times where guys were sitting. And remember that one year where everybody was healthy and it felt like the organization was leaning on the luck of having the rotation to stay healthy, to where, we know how this game goes. The most stressful position on the body are the pitchers and the catchers. And both of those, our catchers stayed healthy as heck. But when it comes to rotation, guys get banged up. So, it's going to be a marathon. That's I love it and I hate it about baseball is that it takes so long to get to the place to where if your team's in a hunt or not. You know
go
what I'm
through
saying?
so many emotions.
So many.
I was like, I felt really good, but it was May.
Yeah. And then we got to come on and be in the moment. So, all right, this is what we're seeing. And then they'll lose 4 in a row to a garbage team and the sky is falling. But that's the beauty of a baseball season.
Yeah, I think that my rule, you can have a sub 500 month and get to the playoffs. But I think my rule is going to be, are they over 500 for the month?
Mm-hmm.
And are they healthy? Answers 1 and 2. Yes and yes, you're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But then what you want to see is, like, is Cal on pace for 40? Is Brandon Donovan getting on base? If Naylor isn't going to steal a bajillion bases, is someone else doing it? Are you still able to, to get around the base paths of it and give yourself some opportunities? And importantly, is the pitching, Logan and George, I think especially to me, healthier and improving from last season. Still stellar moments for both of them last year, but I think they both agree that it wasn't their absolute best season on the planet. And I think injuries are probably part of that. Logan Gilbert, in fact, thinks they can be even better.
Everybody did their job last year, I feel like, and when somebody went down, if it was pitcher's health or offense or whatever, the flip side of the team stepped up and helped us, and that happened all throughout the season, the postseason. Even Wu, like, you don't want to put a ton of pressure on one guy, but having him is huge on the mound, and still getting through the postseason as far as we did. If everybody's healthy the entire season, you have to think that we have an even better chance than we did last year.
I don't disagree. I know that not having Polanco is pretty massive. I think they would have loved to have Polanco.
Mm-hmm. But
I think he's right. I mean, a full season of Naylor even is enough of a difference there.
Yeah, and I was looking at text lines, and it made me think of this name. I'm like, Dom, what does Dom look like? Dom had himself some moments. Some moments, man. What, 2 bombs in a couple games? I think, does he have 3 in one? Am I tripping? At least 2 in a couple games.
Had some crazy game against Kansas City.
Yeah, it was nuts. Dom played in 82 games last year. / 300, 358, 41, OPS 840. I think Dom is a player that the Mariners are secretly hoping has that full season of not like a breakout, but just steady production, right? Because he's a guy who's bounced around for a little bit in this organization. He's up, he's down. If he could be the Dom that I remember, The Dom I have in my head right now is a dude that I believe in.
Donnie
you know what I'm
Barrels
saying?
is who you're
Donnie
thinking of.
Barrels. If he can be Donnie Barrels, that'd be great. Because they are looking for another guy who can put the ball in play, right? Yeah. It's like Donovan. You feel like the addition of Donovan is definitely going to help, but you need like one more to pop because you feel like Cal's going to be solid, Julio, Naylor, JP, but you're looking for just that one unexpected to really pop.
I mean, for me, it's like if you can get a full season, it doesn't have to be prime Julio for a full season because that happens to no player, but like Julio looking like August, September Julio in June does a lot. Like I think if he can get started a little bit earlier, that does a lot for you. God, I have so many questions. I have questions about Cole Young.
Yeah.
And kind of how you develop at second. And even though Colt Emerson feels like such an intriguing, clearly your top prospect, but such an intriguing ad, I also always need to check myself when it comes to rookies making a debut and remind myself, like, this person is going to need a runway. They're going to need room for error. And, like, this is not who you're looking at to, like, round out the team right now. But the good news is
he's got some reps, though.
He's got some reps. And again, the good news, Donovan was massive. I think it's crazy how not even like the single biggest name or anything or biggest move that they made in the offseason, but it's crazy how much better I feel about the infield following that move.
Yeah.
It would have felt very incomplete.
Well, Donovan just allows you flexibility too, right? I mean, you move him around. He's played almost every position out there, infield and outfield. So that gives you some flexibility, especially when you are waiting to see, give him that runway from these young guys, right? All right, give him a runway, okay. Put this young guy here, move Donovan there. Let's give it a go and see what this looks like. I think that's the main thing, other than obviously putting the ball in play, solid defensively, but just the flexibility that he allows you or gives you to move guys around, I think is crucial because it's you're learning on the job when it comes to these young guys. This isn't it's in baseball so tough, man. In football, you can get a rookie in there right now and he could just carry you to the promised land. Jaden Daniels took his team to the conference championship game. You got running backs, receivers who can do it. With baseball, man, it's just it's a slow grind, and you have to be the timing of everything, of movements and playing time has to be on point too. That's where Dan and the data crew comes in. So yeah, I'm with it.
Someone said, why not Bryce? To me, he was our best pitcher in the playoffs. I forget what I said. I think just a pitcher I was really excited to see. I think that I see George Kirby and Logan Gilbert, even though Bryce was great, his fastball saved you, and did his job in the postseason, and credit to him, and an incredibly likable player. I don't know about you, Bump. I've always seen George and Logan as being this kind of hand-in-hand duo that you have that are part of what makes you special. And it's not that Brian Wu clearly showed his ceiling so much higher than some people thought, and he was so electric for you, an all-star fittingly last year. But it felt like George and Logan didn't meet their ceilings, and both were injured, so that was a factor. Yep. George had like slightly less command. Logan just wasn't always Logan. But I don't know. I think I wonder what a season of them being healthy looks like, is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. We know what it looks like. We just have to do it again. Get back to that thing.
2024's rotation. Oh, God. I don't know if you can do that. But, yeah, obviously we love Bryce Miller. And he had to deal with his own injuries, too, twice on the IL and still powered through.
Before we go, Rick makes a good point. We haven't mentioned Randy. We have not. Randy Rosarena is a streaky player.
Yeah.
And whenever I talk about streaks, I talk about J.R. Smith, the streakiest basketball player I've ever seen in my life. That is Randy. When he is hot, not only is he streaky, he's entertaining at the same time. So, he needs to have a few runs this season.
I'll forever see LeBron just any time. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what makes you think a reunion between the Chiefs and Tyreek Hill is inevitable?
It's all set up. Tyreek Hill, I know I hate to see you go down the way you went down, but it might be a blessing, man. You got released by the Dolphins, and the Chiefs reconstruct Mahomes. They converted $54 million of his salary into a sign-in bonus. That opens up $43 million in cap space. You got Bieniemy, who was back as well. This is the Tyreek Hill effect. Granted, there's other things that happen too because it's a team sport. But the last 2 years for the Chiefs, 20th overall in offense, 16th in passing. In 2024, 17th overall in offense, 14th in passing. Last 2 years of Hill, 2021. Third overall, fourth in passing in 2020. First overall, first in passing. There are other things that affect that, but Tyreek Hill is one of those things. You add him to Xavier Worthy, to Rashee Rice, add some other pieces on that offensive line, find yourself a run game. I told you earlier the Chiefs are going to be back. I'm not banking on them looking the way that they looked this year for at least half of the year. So, yeah, I think it's going to happen, man. I think you need to go back to Kansas City. I'm not mad that you left. You got to offer about $10 more million by the Dolphins and the Chiefs, but it's time to come on home.
Second down. Who could use the services of Mike Evans, free agent for the first time in his career?
First time, him and Tyreek Hill, first time free agents. Mike Evans, so what was that? Was it Graziano who said he should go back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? All right, I thought he was going to take my ideas, but he didn't. I think he should look at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills need a wideout. Mike Evans is not the stretch you down the field. He's like the Devontae Adams, right? The generic version, the light-skinned version of Devontae Adams. Okay, you you got black Michael Jackson, you got light-skinned Michael Jackson. Okay, this is who they are right here. They're the same type of player at this point too, man. If the Chiefs don't get Tyreek Hill, then the Chiefs, and then the last one, the Giants, man. You have Malik Neighbors, who's doing his thing over there. You team him up with that guy. With the young quarterback in Jackson Dart, you got John Harbaugh. Is it John? I'm saying the right one, right? John Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Okay, John Harbaugh over there at the head coach spot. I like it, man. So if I am Mike Evans, we're doing Buffalo Bills, Chiefs, Giants.
What's your belief meter in Jackson Dart? I feel like we saw a somewhat limited version, not only a later debut, but then was concussed, right? Like kept getting hurt and missing some time. But it feels like he sparked something in New York. Maybe it was just something new, like their season was lost and they were like, oh my God, anything that's fun to watch, great. But what's your overall belief meter that he could be the guy for them?
I think I need to see a little more.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
Incomplete
I
grade.
like what he's doing. I like the way he plays the game. But that's why you hire Harbaugh over there, right, to kind of help mold him a little bit.
Third down. Interesting creation here. Where should Malik Willis want to go?
Malik, there's some open spots. You've been big on Minnesota, seeing what they're going to do. No Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, your guy's not going to go there. It's going to be Kyler Murray. Malik Willis, you threw that into the mix too. But I'm looking at the Dolphins. I think that with the weapons that they have over there, you got a number one receiver. We know that Tyreek Hill's not going to be there, but you still have Jalen Waddle. You have Achane, a good running back over there as well. Defensively, you got all-pro Jordan Brooks. Big ups Jordan Brooks, man. Leaving here and then continuing to play some good football over there. I like Miami for this guy. You threw out Minnesota. I wouldn't be mad at Minnesota either. But I think Miami's a fit. Miami's a fit for Malik Willis. Send him down south. Let him do his thing.
Fourth down. All right, who's a piece that will be missed if gone, but is underrated?
So when Cross was out, there's a young man named Josh Jones who you called.
I kept calling him.
What was it called?
Jonathan Jones.
Jonathan Jones, yeah.
Was it?
I think it was, yeah.
I kept calling him.
Yeah, it was Jonathan.
There's
a CBS NFL report.
Thank you.
Jonathan Jones.
I kept calling him Jonathan Jones.
So Josh Jones, a.k.a. Jonathan Jones, I think would be missed because you need backups. We've seen with this offensive line, I feel like every position got banged up except for the right guard. All right, our center was out for a little bit.
Really?
A played the whole year. I think A played every game.
There's no way. Anthony Bradford played every game?
I think Bradford
no way.
did. So it was just the center, Sundell, and our tackle, our left tackle in Charles Cross. But you're gonna need some depth at that position. Obviously, linemen are hard to find. Did he play every game? You see it?
17.
Anthony Bradford, let's go.
Might have missed some snaps, but played every game.
No, but Josh Jones is a special type of tackle, man. He can be a starter in this league. When he was playing so good that when Charles Cross was healthy, I didn't question not starting Charles Cross, but I'm like, dang, man, no more Josh Jones. Like, my man needs some playing time. So I think he's going to get picked up, and I hope the Hawks try to retain him because you need that depth.
Yeah.
But he's a starter in this league. So if he is not here, he will be missed, and I understand why, man, because he could play.
It was also a great interview. Really nice guy. Like, you know, when we have our interviews on the huddle with players, and there are certain players where it's not that they're not nice, but it's that they're like, I'm popping in for an interview. I'm kind of in interview mode. And then there are guys that pop in, and they're almost like looking at you like, do you believe I'm here? Like you guys are on the same level as how they. Yeah, exactly. Where they're like, I know, right? My apologies to Anthony Bradford, who not only started all 17 games, but played in 98% of snaps.
Hey, 75, baby.
My bad.
Put some respect on his name.
I really did not. I took respect off of it, Anthony. I'm very sorry. Tony Bradford, I am sorry that I did not recognize that you played a ton of football this year. So those offensive linemen, man, don't get a lot of respect. I remember one year Jermaine Ifedi had 100% of offensive snaps. Still getting a lot of hate and a lot of flack, but you know what? That man did not miss a game and did not miss a snap. So shout out to the offensive lineman, I suppose.
Big ups.
Two things. One, we could use your questions for what I need to know. Any question you have, send it into the text line, 866-979-3776. That's coming up at 1:45, but I could use a few more. 866-979-3776. Any question, send it now. Secondly, we've got some questions of our own about the Seahawks officially going up for sale. So we're going to bring on ESPN's Seth Wickersham. He joins us next.
Man, can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're estimating around 1 million people at the parade today. 1 million fans.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
Bump is out on the parade route right now. Bump, where are you?
Oh, no. I can't hear nothing you're saying right now. The vibes are real.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Whether I'm catching up with friends or family, Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue is the place. Hey, Brock Heward here, and I love Sea Star's welcoming atmosphere and polished service, which make conversations flow easily and everyone leaves impressed. It's the same quality and hospitality Sea Star and Chef John Howie have been known for decades. And now an amazing deal. 3-course dinners in the lounge every night from open to close starting at just $50. Go check it out. Find the details at SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. August 6th, White River Amphitheater. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seahawks officially up for sale. We're bringing on ESPN Seth Wickersham right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Seth, how's it going?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Fantastic. You reported on this ahead of the Super Bowl. Now the team officially up for sale. So this is probably some repeat questions for you, but we have quite a few to follow up. So I apologize in advance. But I wanted to start by asking, you had a quote that we listened to earlier that the league already has like a list of pre-approved people that would probably buy this team. Does the new owner have to come from that list?
No, but the league kind of keeps it's a secret list.
Okay.
And they keep it they have certain benchmarks and, standards that they want each potential buyer to have met to try to make the process more expedient and, frankly, to protect the other owners when a team comes up. And so they kind of have this list. For a long time, even Roger Goodell wasn't privy to it. I don't know if that's still the case. But basically, they have this list, and so it's essentially a list of, like, approved buyers. Now, does it have to come from that list? No. But knowing the NFL and knowing how few people there are in America who can afford to, spend $7 billion or maybe even more on an NFL team, my guess would be that it would come from that list, even if we don't know exactly who it would be at this moment.
Do you feel like the Hawks will go for a record-selling deal?
I do. Now, we see some numbers that are like $10 billion and above. Like I'm a little skeptical at that figure. So the Washington Commanders went for $6.05 billion a couple years ago to Josh Harris. That was a record. And I think the Seahawks in every way are a more valuable franchise than the Commanders were at that point. But I could see a scenario because of the concentration of wealth in the Seattle area that a bidding, would ensue for the team, and it could drive the price up. But I don't think the people who can afford to spend this much money on a football team, throw around billions that easily. And so, my gut tells me it'll go for somewhere in the $7 to $8 billion range. People have told me that too. I respect the people who say that it's, we're talking 10 billion and above, but I just think that it would take a staggering series of events for it to reach that price point.
One of the most common assumptions, or even like a question from fans, is that it'll be someone like Jeff Bezos. There are just so many famous like tech names tied to the Seattle community. Does your gut tell you it'll probably be someone who that we probably know like that? Or are there, in your experience of covering purchases of teams, quite a few billionaires we never think of that get involved?
Yeah, right? Yeah, the hidden billionaire.
They're out there just hiding.
That's a great question. Exactly. I mean, I think that it's someone we're going to have heard of, especially probably in the Seattle area. I think that there's people who, again, these are great long-term investments. The franchise valuations, which is really the only metric that owners care about. Like there's, certain cash considerations that they care about, but there's very few, purchases in this country that can, generate not only cash on an annual basis, but watch the valuation skyrocket like NFL franchises. And I think that there would be somebody local who would want to be that person who owns the team for the community, kind of like what Robert Kraft did with the Patriots. Like I could see a scenario like that. Jeff Bezos, I know that his name gets thrown around a lot. I'm really skeptical that he'll be part of this, but you never know. I mean, I think it's like that's the thing that could get interesting, and it looks like it's going to play out after over quite a while. I mean, according to the statement, they expect it to take a little bit of time, and so that'll be interesting to see what happens.
What's a trait for an owner that you feel like is absolutely necessary for the Seahawks to keep the good times rolling?
Yeah, oh man. So I often think about this, like what are the traits that make a good owner? I definitely know the traits that make a bad owner. But, what are the ones that make a good owner? Because sometimes even you say like, you hear people hire football people and then let them do their jobs, but often they hire bad football people and let them do their jobs, and it doesn't turn out very well. I think that the thing that makes the Seahawks appealing is it's just so different than the Commanders were, because the Commanders were really at rock bottom. They had no stadium option. They were starting over from a roster standpoint, new coaches needed, new infrastructure. Really they had to clean house. And I think that what you're getting in Seattle is, a franchise that's like kind of on autopilot. I mean, that's not to take away from the hard work that the people like John Schneider and the coaching staff and all the executives put in. I'm just saying it's like you've got the infrastructure you need. And I think that it's the type of purchase that you could make and then be in the best position for an owner, which is really staying in the background and lifting the Lombardi trophy when it gets handed to you.
Now, I'm going to preface this, Seth, by saying I know what your answer is going to be, but I'm asking on purpose because even though Bump and I have said, hey, this team isn't being relocated, it's Seattle, and there are multiple teams here, professional leagues that have been threatened with relocation, including one that was successfully and heartbreakingly relocated, obviously, with the Sonics. Yeah. So I think there are still quite a few sports fans that will hear me and Bump say, hey, it's not going anywhere, and still feel like, I don't know, man, I'm just nervous. So we wanted to ask you, A, are the Seahawks saying here in Seattle? And B, just kind of your opinion on relocation being comparatively far more rare in today's league.
Yeah, so when Brady Henderson and I broke the story about the Seahawks going up for sale, after the Super Bowl, I think that from the reaction that I saw, what surprised me the most, and it shouldn't have, but what did was, that scar tissue from the Sonics. And, what does this mean? And, does it mean that the team that we love and have now watched win its second Super Bowl, does that mean that it's going to be gone? And I think that I think no, but the reason why, and I won't just say it because, the prospective owner will, love Seattle and never want to be that person to Seattle. I would never put that past somebody. I just think that, it's a saturated country. You know what I mean? They're even the NBA, when they look to expansion, I mean, they've been talking about it for years. And the question is, like, where would we go, and does it help the league as a whole? And I think that even as much as I'd love to see the Sonics, a team that I grew up rooting for, return to Seattle, like, does it help the NBA? I don't know that. And I think that for the NFL, I mean, what is it? It's like 90-something of the top 100 rated television programs are pro football games. And when you factor in college, it gets even higher. So they've maxed out the American market about as best they can. I mean, I can't see a scenario where Seattle tries to go to Austin, Texas. I mean, I'm just making that up. There aren't really a lot of places for a team like that to go. Now, of course, that raises the question, like, what do they do internationally? I do not think the appetite is there among NFL owners who, again, they have to approve a relocation. Stan Kroenke and the Rams pushed, the envelope in terms of, like, an owner just deciding to go and daring his fellow owners to stop him. But at the end of the day, they did approve him, and they need to. I don't think the appetite is there for a team to relocate overseas in London or whatever it may be. There are just too many questions, mostly logistical ones, about how practically that would work. And so those are the reasons why I can't really see the Seahawks, after they're sold, relocating. I think it's like, someday if the NFL decided it wanted a team in London and things were that bad in Seattle, could it happen? It's not inconceivable, but I think that, like, we're so far away from that scenario that it's almost like disingenuous to discuss it.
Make sure you're following the latest from Seth at ESPN.com. He is Seth Wickersham, kind enough to join us to talk about this big news today. Thanks so much, Seth.
Thanks, Seth.
My pleasure. Always good to talk to you guys. Have a good day.
Have a good one. Coming up next, what I need to know. Get your questions in. 866-979-3776. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com. We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners.
Holy smokes.
Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Spring and summer, it's right around the corner. So if you haven't called PCF about getting started on your new deck, well, right now is the time. With a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long. And right now, you can get up to $6,000 off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Save an additional $1,500 when you bundle your deck and patio cover. Some restrictions do apply, but do what we did. Contact PCF for all the details and start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build by the spring. Planning and permits, they can take a little time, so please don't wait. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. The championship trophy is back in Seattle where it belongs. The big game is in the rear view, and the next big moment is going to be baseball's opening day. Well, why don't you make a commitment right now to look and feel your very best by then? People all over the Northwest could lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds just by the start of baseball season. And it starts by calling Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. A 15-minute phone call is all it takes to get started. I did this program. I lost 10 pounds in the first week. I lost about 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with all those New Year's resolutioners. No pills, no injections, no fake bland box meals or anything like that. Just real food that you buy at the grocery store with delicious recipes, great coaching, support, and accountability. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Experience a luxury resort, breathtaking wildlife, spectacular wilderness, and amazing fishing at Queen Charlotte Lodge in northern British Columbia. King salmon runs are at their peak in May and June, and halibut and lingcod are always plentiful. Check out how easy it is to visit QCL at fishqcl.com. That's fishqcl.com. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at peoriabaseball.com.
Experience the iconic Mexican music group Bronco at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. They've sold more than 20 million albums and performed for audiences all over the world. Now Bronco is bringing their modern take on regional Mexican sound live to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly, and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me, and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I need to know with Sharp's injury. Ken Walker being a free agent. Do you see Kenny McIntosh having a breakout year?
I can see him getting opportunity. You know, if K9 is not signed, we know Sharps isn't going to be ready for training camp.
Yeah.
I see him getting opportunity for sure. I was a McIntosh fan, man, when he first started, because I saw kind of his elusiveness, but I think he got hurt or something like that, kind of set him behind. Breakout season, I guess if he goes for like 200 yards, 300 yards, it's a breakout for him because he hasn't done much.
Yeah.
But no, opportunity. I got to see him work with this offense first.
I feel like this is such a sports radio kind of take. I feel like the next Seahawks running back to get 1,000 yards is either Ken Walker or someone not on the roster right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sharp's going to be late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So either you keep Ken or you go get Dowdle or you get someone else, and like that ends up being. I still think you mentioned it. This is actually your take. That this is just better as like a 1-2 punch at running back, which Carroll so longed for after Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find that. Right? It's so much easier to say, oh, you just get a running back committee.
Easy.
Different thing to have Singletary and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tough. What I need to know, if you could have immortality, at what age would you want to stop aging? Parentheses, I've been watching lots of vampire TV.
Right now, 40.
40?
Yeah. So I feel like I'm young enough to still move and do things. I'm old enough to where I'm respected in the streets.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to go back 20 years to when you had hair?
Matt!
Wow.
No, I wouldn't.
Wow.
I said what I said.
Dang.
I said what I said.
Jeez.
That was a drive-by.
What did I do to you today?
What did
I do to you?
You've been giving me crap all day. What are you talking about? I walked in and you made fun of what I was wearing.
No, I didn't. I said you and Curtis are on the same team. You guys are matching. You know what? And no, who wants to be 20? That's dumb.
Yeah.
20-year-olds are dumb.
I think that in theory, you'd think, oh, we have such a focus on youth, but I don't want to look 20 forever because people are going to, I'm sorry to any 20-year-olds listening. Don't worry, you will grow up. Prayers be. But like, should we be so blessed? But I think that the youth underestimate how often they're probably written off for being youthful. Like if I see someone who looks really young, maybe, I think you're a great coworker, but like opinion carries more weight when people have more life experience.
Yeah.
I don't mean that offensively at all.
If you are not,
there are people who think that about me.
If you're not within 3 years of my age, I'll give you 5. Don't give me advice on nothing unless we're talking stocks, which I know nothing about.
Yes.
But we talking life. Sit down.
Not only that, but like when I'm on Instagram, this doesn't apply to the bulk of our audience, and I recognize that. But when I'm on Instagram and I see someone that's like, hey, skincare hacks, and you're 22, no. You could eat
You don't
a whole.
need those.
You don't need that. It doesn't matter. Your pores barely exist. Okay. Let me know when you're a fitness influencer at 45. Then I'm interested. If you've got a banging body and you're in perfect shape and you look phenomenal and healthy, and you're a man or woman who's 45 years old, I need to know the secrets. My answer to this would be 32.
I would say like 28, 29, 30.
Yeah, around 30 would be, because it's before the pain sets in, but you're still wizened.
I'll take 40.
That's
I
a good
like
one
40.
too. It's a good age too.
I like 40.
My daughter will be born next month, says our next listener. Am I wrong for congratulations? Am I wrong for decorating her room with all my old Michael Jordan posters to teach her that ball is life?
Yeah, I'm sure your girl ain't gonna like that.
Yeah, I think the mom's gonna have a big opinion on what that nursery's at. Now, look, you can float the idea. There are no bad ideas as a dad, but I mean, you're gonna hear no. You're gonna hear no a lot. I have posters in my closet right now that have not been hung up in our house because either it's just they don't go with the decor.
Did I tell you? I've already told you about Sam, my sister, and Dennis's rule for home decor. You guys should try to implement this.
Oh yeah, well, he chooses one thing.
Yeah, so he lets her decorate and have a say in every single thing for the house, except he gets to choose one thing, and she can't say no about it, which means that in their beautiful redecorated bathroom, there is a framed photo of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nice.
And in the living room, which is a fun mid-century modern kind of twist, beautiful everything, there is a hot dog candle on the living room table. I think you should take that approach where the rule is, hey, babe, you got to do whatever you want. I get one thing that I'm allowed to have, and I can display it wherever in the room. That's the rule.
My sister-in-law and her husband, they're younger than us. They're 7 years younger than my wife. So they're like in their mid-20s. And we went over to their house probably about a year or two ago. And it felt like I was in the house of somebody who was in their mid-20s where instead of a TV, they had a Shrek mirror on the wall.
Where did they watch TV?
where they would normally watch, they just watch on their phones and on their laptops and they don't have a TV. Yeah, it's very bizarre. They put a Shrek mirror on the wall, and then also they I think they've since gotten a couch, but at the time they just used office chairs.
What?
Just mid-20s, man. You don't have any responsibility when you're in your mid-20s.
Do whatever you want to do.
What's the craziest apartment setup you had in your 20s?
Man,
Did you ever have like the?
I had like fancy lawn chairs in my living room.
Oh yeah, that's such a dude. That's total dude decor right there.
Did you have just one in
No, I
front
had
of like
two.
an
I had
Xbox?
matching
Okay,
ones.
you
I had
have,
matching
you have a
Yeah.
guest roommate.
I lived on my own for a little while there, and in my living room was like a camping chair, and I had my TV on the floor.
Oh my god!
And
Video game
that's
setup.
it. That's all I needed.
And then a couch that we just took off the side of the road and said free on it.
Oh my god!
Was your bed? Did you have a bed frame, or was the mattress on the floor?
I've had days with the mattress on the floor.
Yep.
Did it have a top sheet?
Let me a top sheet.
Like the fitted sheet goes
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
and then the
yes,
top
yes,
sheet
yes.
is okay.
Yes.
Classy.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. My
No
mistake.
headboard, though. No headboard.
No.
866-979-3776. Is the news about the NBA expanding and possibly adding Seattle or Vegas real? Or are they just playing with us again for leverage against their cities and TV deals?
It's real. I think it's real.
Bum thinks it's real.
I think it's real. I want to believe.
Curtis, do you think it's real?
I think it's real. There's just too much money at stake here. These owners are going to want that piece of the pie.
I'm being too negative about this. I don't think it's not real. I feel like I'm in limbo. I'm eternally frustrated by announcements about committees being formed to come up with announcements and make decisions. Like it's very circular language that's driving me crazy.
I'd rather them say, hey, we're getting to it.
Yeah.
You know, just
don't even say anything else.
nah. It's on the agenda.
Yeah, or just say, look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not top priority. So it's like an emergency room. When we got nothing else to handle, we'll look at that. And otherwise, more expensive things take priority.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been watching a lot of The Pit lately. So that's the
is.
triage kind of approach.
I don't know what that is.
It's
but I'll take your word
it's about a
for it.
Pittsburgh area emergency room / hospital. And it's just a group of doctors, and it's basically ER.
Hey, I need
/
that.
Grey's
I
Anatomy.
need that. What you have? Peacock, Paramount.
Oh, yeah,
I need that login,
yes,
man.
Because you need to watch Weapons.
Yeah.
And The Pit.
All right, don't be selfish, man. Send that over.
Okay. Wyman and Bob coming up next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's why we bake in the sun out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. Come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s.
And the party begins. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
Soak it in.
They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Well, the wet, chilly weather has certainly arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and if your attic and crawl space are well insulated, your home should be fine. Should feel cozy and warm without your furnace having to work overtime. But you'd be surprised to learn how many homes in Western Washington lack insulation in these spaces. It's why you call Crawl Pros. If you're feeling cold drafts or seeing that heating bill spike, now's a great time to learn if you got anything going on behind that crawl space or attic by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come out to your house just like they did to mine, do the corner-to-corner inspection. In my case, they found the problem, showed me the pictures, and then they got it all fixed. Now, if they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates that are available to help you get the work done correctly. Like if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could get a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost of the insulation job. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, anything, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would rather get my teeth drilled than go to a car dealership. However, I recently had a breakdown with my vehicle and I knew that I had to get a new one. I knew where to go. Wayscar Ford in Auburn. I'd heard amazing things. I knew the GM, Mark, so I ended up going out there. Mark, you're with me right now, and I got to be honest, even knowing you, I was nervous. Just being at a car dealership brings pressure, but you guys really focus on customer experience.
Well, you know, there are some dealerships where you go in and you feel like you're getting jumped on. We don't do that, okay? There's absolutely no pressure at our dealership, period. And we backed it up with a 5-day or 500-mile, 100%, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. We only want to sell you a car if you want to buy one. So if you want a low-pressure experience, check out our reviews. We have thousands of 5-star reviews. You can buy with confidence. Wayscar Ford's been family-owned and operated in downtown Auburn for over 103 years. You don't stay in business that long by not taking care of people.
See it for yourself at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111.